No worries, you're all good. I'm not saying it too loud on that.
Hey guys, good evening and welcome to my exciting channel. We're discussing Mandela effects and of the like. Thank you for joining in. Welcome all Mandela effectians. Welcome to the greatest show on earth called the Mandela Effect. I thank you for joining us. We have our special guest tonight. We have Theresa Lynch, our residue hunter. Hey, Theresa.
Hey, Brian. How you doing tonight?
Hey, I'm good. And we have Mark Fewings is back with us. Welcome back, Mark.
Hi,
Mark. Welcome back.
How are you? Glad to be back.
Oh man, it's good to see everybody. So let's see. What is first on the agenda tonight, Theresa?
We're going to talk about the crash test dummies, the commercials from the 80s and 90s. Brian, would you like to talk about that one?
Sure. Before I do anything with that, let me ask the audience out there, what do you guys remember? I want to know. Do you remember you could learn a lot from a dummy or you can learn a lot from a dummy? What do you remember? Let's see what the audience says first off, okay? And then I'll present the residues.
Yeah, cool.
Let's see, and we'll do some shout-outs too in the meantime. Okay, we got Tony out there. Hey, Tony. Mark, I don't know why you don't have a wrench. I'm going to give you a wrench, man.
Oh, thank you, man. I think it's my first time in the chat.
Teresa, you have a wrench.
Thank you, man.
What's up, Burgos Marcha? How you doing out there? Welcome to our
Welcome,
show.
everyone. It's going to be a great show, Brian.
Welcome to Chris Espy and Sean Sullivan. Welcome.
Hey, Sean Sullivan.
Hi, everyone.
Yo, what's up, Scrappy Dappy? Scrappy Dappy's here.
Call in tonight.
Live call-in started at 10:15.
Yeah, get yourself ready. Brian, you want to post the number early or is it too early for the number?
We'll post it in the chat at 10:15. But anyway, so I want to ask you guys again, for those of you who are just joining us right now, the crash test dummies. What do you all remember? Was it you could learn a lot from a dummy or you can learn a lot from a dummy? What do you remember? Does anybody remember?
I'm not familiar with that.
I'm not getting a response.
A USA advert.
Does not compute. Does not compute. Not sure.
Well, thank you for the wrench.
Okay, everybody says can. Well, I'm here to show you that it's no longer can. Hey, Joy, welcome back. Joy Bischoff is here.
Hey.
Chris Espy. Chris remembers both. He's having dual memories here. So let's look at that. Let's investigate this one, okay, guys?
Yeah.
All right, because that's what we do. We investigate Mandela effects and residues. Theresa knows all about that, and so does Mark.
Oh, yeah.
Let's listen to this clip. Listen to this clip from the Crash Test Dummies commercials.
Yep. Or you'll get out of shape fast.
You could learn a lot from a dummy. Buckle your safety belt.
Okay, is anybody shocked by that ad right now? You could learn a lot from a dummy. I remember you can, and there's proof of that. Credit for this one goes to Moneybag73. He has like 37,000 subscribers. Guys, go ahead and like and sub his channel. 217 thumbs up over for you can learn a lot from a dummy and 23 down. So that says a lot right there. Let's see. Thank you all for your hard work. Can. A lot of people saying can. You definitely can. See, there's a definite. I like when we see people remembering definitely. There's a lot of residue that he presents right here. You can learn a lot from a dummy.
I just found the clip. I sent it on Messenger there.
All right. Is it a sound clip?
Yes, it's the YouTube clip. 11 seconds long. I haven't listened to it, but it says it has the U consent. It says what it says on the tin.
Okay, let me cover these tabs real quick.
It says you can learn a lot from a dummy on the actual 1997 Kids in Backseat PSA. It's from
really? Oh my goodness, that is good residue.
Wow.
Hold on.
Thank you, Mark.
Thanks, Mark.
You're welcome.
Hey, Mark, tell everyone where you're from again. For those who are just joining us, where are you from?
Oh yes, I'm from a place called Wicklow in Southern Ireland. I'm currently living in London. So yeah, I'm an Irishman in London. Yeah, been here for about 4 years. London is a great city. It's a really, really old historic city. But I mean, absolutely so much talent in this little small town, because it's a small town in fairness. It's not really that big. But yeah, it's so much steeped in antiques, and I mean the antiques are going back to like the year dot. You know what I mean? I walk into antique stores around here, and I've seen stuff from, I don't even remember where it's from. You know, it's going back to the year 400s and stuff like that. I'm like, wow, how the hell do you get that kind of stuff? I actually found a market today, which I'm going to go tomorrow with my camera and look around. I'm sure there's loads of residue there. I just haven't got time to stick into it today, but yeah, there's so much history in this place. Like, this place has been, you know, London is a great city. You know, there's loads of residues. If you're from the UK, get out into your city and have a look. You know.
Wow.
That's what I say.
So where should we go if we go to London? What's a good place to? Are there tours too where you can go to? Lots of tours.
There's a lot of tours. There's a science museum. Actually, this weekend is the London Comic Con is on this weekend.
Oh my goodness!
Oh,
so
who's gonna be there?
Anybody famous?
I'm not too sure yet. I'm not too sure. I was going to go, but I'm not too. I'll be painting someone's house tomorrow. Let me have this look. London Comic Con. I think there's probably loads of actors, because a lot of people just stay over anyway. You know, it's a great place to network. Would you say? You know, I found a lot of people over here that are into a lot of BBC people that work on TVs, work on movies and stuff like that. I've been trying to get a movie going with the Mandela effect. See if I can get someone.
Oh, that would be awesome, Brian. I'd love to do that.
That would be great. We should definitely reach out to other parts of the world. I know there's a lot of Mandela effect channels here in the U.S. alone, but you know, we got our brothers and sisters overseas in different countries. Like I know for a fact there's a couple of them in Australia.
I know Cassie is from Australia. If I can get her to call in one night, I'm going to try to get her to call in. She lives in Australia.
That'd be good. Does anybody know any?
Mark, do you know Cassie?
No, I don't think so. I'm not familiar with names.
Oh, I'm sorry. She's the one that helped me jumpstart this group, my group.
Oh, okay.
If it wasn't for her, my group wouldn't exist.
All right.
Wow.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, she's the one who put it in action. And she says, "Teresa, you need to do this." And I'm like, "Really?" And she's like, "Yeah." And she put the idea in my head and went from there. And I said, "Okay, I'm going to do that." See, because I've just been residue hunting for like, what, Brian, for 2 years, as long as you've known me.
Okay, cool.
And I've always wanted to have a residue hunter group of my own. And when she suggested this, I didn't know what I was going to get into. I didn't know where to start. And she jump-started it with me and stayed in there for a little while. And then she's still a member, but she started out as an admin with me. And pretty much she guided me. And if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have a group. And if she's listening, I want to thank Cassie that, I mean, I'm up to almost 1,500 members as of today. And I want to give her a really great, big help and help. I mean, thank you. And also any of my members who are listening, thank you guys for being a member of my group. You guys are awesome. And you too, Mark. And I don't know what I would do without you guys. This group is very successful now, and it's growing more and more each day. And
guys,
I think it's going to go really far. So I just want to thank everybody.
Yeah, thanks, Teresa, for You guys are awesome.
A quick thing on the Comic Con in London. Dave Bautista, whatever his name is, whatever that fella is in Infinity Wars or Guardians of the Galaxy, he's not coming. But Paul Betley, known from Infinity Wars, solo a Star Wars story. There's Catherine McNamara from Shadowhunters. A lot of people are coming to this Comic Con. So yeah, it looks like it'll be good. It'll be good. I might go.
That'll be good.
I'm gonna book my ticket now.
I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of people dressing up. You know, that's the way these things usually are.
Yeah. What happens at Comic Con stays at Comic Con. Is that right?
Yes. Hey, what was that residue? What was that residue, Mark? We found from the Big Bang Theory about. You remember that one I shared with you?
Oh,
there was some kind of.
Go on.
It was some kind of residue for you know how it's a Mandela effect. Al Pacino one. You know, and Justice for All.
Al Pacino one, yeah. I said that to you earlier on. What is that? What was that again? Jesus, hold on there. Let me get into message.
I don't know. I'm gonna make another video and have all those residues together in one.
Yeah, I said something to you. Let me get into the messenger there, and I'll see if I can get it.
I love residue. And Theresa, what was that you say?
No,
like,
I love residue better, Brian.
I know you got to eat, breathe, sleep, and with.
Yeah, that's my hey Mark. That's my saying now. I eat it. I smell it. I taste it. I wear it. I just taste it. I can't get it off of me. It sticks to me everywhere I go.
Hey, Preliminal, how's it going, buddy? Welcome. We got Esther Anders.
I find it so easy to find. Sorry.
Hey, Preliminal.
That's what it was. You can't handle the truth.
Yes, you can't handle the truth. And that Simpsons one was right on.
Yeah. I sent you a Family Guy one as well, and
I like that one.
I sent you
I like that one.
A Homer Simpson one as well.
I like the Homer Simpson one and the Family Guy one. That was awesome. I'll be sharing that in the next video. But let's go ahead and get on with the show.
2.5 Men was very funny.
Yes. Residue for and Justice for All. So let's talk about this crash test dummies again. For those of you who are just now joining us, let's ask one more time. You can learn a lot from a dummy, or you could learn a lot from a dummy. What do you remember? And most of the people in the chat were saying can, and now it's could. And I don't know, some people remember both, you know. I definitely remember can. You can learn a lot from a dummy. Kids in the Backseat PSA, 1997. Mark shared this one. So check this out.
Okay, yeah. Remind you that with or without airbags, kids belong in the back seat. Right, kids? You can learn a lot from a dummy.
Oh my goodness, yes. You see in the commercial it says in the commercial it says you could learn a lot from a dummy. But right here in the title, somebody put here in the title, you can learn a lot from a dummy.
That doesn't make no sense.
I know.
Yeah, what the hell?
That's a dual one.
Internet. If you put stuff on the internet, it changes straight away.
There's all these.
Weird, all right. It says in the description.
This is I guess dummy books. You can learn a lot from a dummy. Theresa shared that one.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
Crash test entrepreneur. You can learn a lot from a dummy.
Yep. See if we can find somewhere there.
You can learn a lot from a dummy. All these different memes. I think memes are definitely proof. Now here's one police department. This is Greensburg Police Department. Where is Greensburg? Could be anywhere. There's a lot of Greensburg.
Isn't it Tennessee or South Carolina? Greensburg?
Right. It says, take it from us. You can learn a lot from a dummy. Buckle your safety belt.
I thought the police station was really good residue.
That is good residue.
How would they forget?
That's good. That's great residue. Quantum physics for dummies. You can learn a lot from a dummy right there.
Wow.
So with that being said, the next Mandela effect, guys, we have Sally Field's necklace. When she did her famous line,
Yes,
you know, it was Theresa. You want to reenact it since you're the female in our chat right now? Can you want to reenact her saying?
You like me? You really like me?
No, I mean, say it the way she would say it.
Not the way she said it?
No, but she said it with emphasis, like, you like me.
Oh, okay.
You really like me.
You like me. You really like me.
Right now.
Come on, try it one more time.
Now?
One more time.
You like me. You really like me.
Okay. Well,
is that good?
Yeah, it scared the snake out of my boot.
Oh, that's another Mandela effect, guys. I didn't get to that one yet.
Okay, so this necklace, do you guys remember Sally Fields having a necklace during that award? No, she didn't have this diamond necklace, and Uni Mundi pointed this out. 29 thumbs up. People not remembering that. What did the old necklace and dress look like? You love me, you really love me. Someone said.
I've got one here without her without the necklace.
Hey Mark, what are people saying in the chat? Do you have the chat up at all, or?
I have. You like me, you really like me. Bear deck. Yeah.
There's some kind of connection with her too. Yeah. Did I mention Uni Mundi?
Her brother works for CERN.
Yes, he does. Uni Mundi did this video yesterday. So let's see what he says.
Send you Residue without the necklace. Hold on there. There we go.
Hold on.
There's a bit of Residue without the necklace. She's actually wearing a different color dress.
No, wait, what? No. No, that she did not. She did not have those diamonds like in the shape of a bow tie right there.
I've sent you a different Residue there from it says it's from her Emmy acceptance speech. No, I'm looking for her. All right, I'm looking for the wrong one. Sorry, that's her Emmy, not her Oscar.
Oh, okay.
It's a different color dress.
Different speech.
Like, wow,
okay, hold on.
Yeah.
This?
Yeah, you can. It's from the Emmys.
Okay. Here, this
different color dress. So I thought it's the Oscar one she done the speech in, isn't it?
I'm not sure.
I did send you a clip of. I did send you a paper clip, and I've done that I found in one of my books.
Yeah, there's
there. It's a bit blurry.
It's
I
okay.
am expecting a new phone. It says you like me. You like me. You really like me.
Wow.
But it doesn't say right now with it. I know it's very, very blurry. I'm very sorry.
No, it's okay. I'll read it. Today. It says here.
Hey, Brian Stavely's in the house.
Okay, cool. Hey, Brian. Welcome.
Brian, you better call in today.
Yeah, Brian, you better call in.
Yeah, Brian, we're going to do call-ins. You better be the first caller.
Always in the shadow of more glamorous actresses, she is reemerged as a plucky young widow, surviving the depression in places in the heart, but was widely ridiculed for her excited outburst of gratitude. You like me. You really like me. When accepting her second Oscar.
Yeah, you'd think that would have said you really like me right now if that was if it was from this reality or whatever you want to call it. That's in a really old newspaper clipping that's from around the same date.
Now, you guys, you know what's weird too is in that movie Forrest Gump, she has another connection, Sally Fields, and she actually says the line correct. Life is like a box of chocolates. Do you remember her saying that?
Yes.
She says it in the end as well, in the bed.
That's what I'm saying.
But didn't that change too, the one at the end?
I have to be careful with copyright, so let me...
I wonder if the one at the end changed.
Okay, I could maybe play a hair of it. Let's see.
It's just my time. I happen to believe you make your own destiny. Well,
here she is. She says it right here, I think.
There's a box of chocolates, Forrest. You're going to have to figure that out for yourself.
I didn't hear that part.
Life is a box of chocolates, Forrest.
Life is a box of chocolates, Forrest.
See, she said it at the end. That's what's weird. And it only affected part of it?
I have
The
Well,
first time?
Hold on.
I could have sworn she said life is like a box of chocolates. Now she says
So good. Did that seem like it's being dubbed out or something?
no. It's now she's saying
Yeah.
life is a box of chocolates.
Yeah.
Oh, Brian.
What?
Brian, excuse me.
Yeah.
Brian Stavely in the chat said, tell Brian to Facebook me the link to Hangout. I'll try to call in like in 20 minutes. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you
Okay.
guys.
Sounds good.
Let me find. I have a residue of the DVD cover of that one. I think I might have sent you that, Brian.
We'll go ahead and do that, Brian Stavely, if you're listening.
Okay, that's cool. I'll send you the link,
Glow's
Brian.
here too. Glow's in
Gloria.
the house.
Hey, Gloria, how's it going?
Hey, Glow. I miss you, girl.
Okay, so
Everybody's here.
here's this next
Hello.
Emmy. Okay, I don't know if this is an Emmy or not, but you know, a lot of artwork is being affected and it's being modified in time, it seems. What we're looking at here is a possible tablet or laptop from the past. Now, Theresa, you there?
I'm here. I'm just watching the chat. Sorry.
Do you know when this piece of artwork was made?
What is it?
It looks like
what you need, Brian? I'm sorry.
Okay, there's this woman here. She's opening something which kind of resembles a laptop with USB ports right here, or it could be a mirror or something. But you know, it looks too square to be mirror and kind of thick too.
Yeah. Do you know what? That reminds me of something I found. I found
That's what I can find it.
Let's see what.
Something that he pulled up that was meant to be dated 5 billion years ago. That has a face on it that looks exactly like they're not them, but not barcodes. You know the other kind of bar signal codes that you put your phone to and it gives you directions to whatever it's called. I can't remember what they're called. It was a weird looking thing, and it was dated back to 5 billion years ago. I don't know where it is though.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and it was dug up. It was a statue, and it was meant to be a god.
Brian?
Yes?
I found something that says iPad in 1980s. Can I send it to you? It's actually here.
Okay.
Wow. Oh my God. I gotta send you this. This is going to freak you out. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, hold on.
Okay. Thanks, Mark.
This is gonna blow your mind.
Hear that.
Sorry guys, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I'm gonna send you some stuff. Wow. Holy crap.
Okay. Mark, can you see the chat? Can you do a couple shout outs?
Yeah, I can. USP code. Okay, that's the one. That's what I'm looking for.
Okay.
Time travel is real. I have witnessed it. That's Omar Corona.
Okay.
I believe that. I believe that. There's Life is Like a Box of Chocolates on the screen there now from a DVD I got the other day. Well, I picked it up. Sally won a Grammy for her role in Miss Doubtfire. Yeah, that's right. The boy wonder Robin himself did it better. It's funny, they used to hang out. Nobody wants to hang out with Robin Williams. Okay. I believe they've been working on time travel since the 60s. It's perfected, and it was perfected in the 70s. That's from Skyzone. Oh, I can't pronounce that name. Sorry, I do apologize. I'm not a very good reader. That's what we're having at the moment.
Oh, that is cool. Theresa, that is so cool.
Isn't that freaky?
Yeah, I'm trying to look at it. It's a Pinterest photo.
Yeah. I was trying to find you. This is really blowing my mind.
This isn't an ME, but it's actually there's this case that turns your phone into your iPhone into a retro phone. That is cool. So you can walk around with one of these big handheld phones and I guess raise some eyebrows.
Yeah, but iPads didn't go back to the 1980s, did they?
No, it's just a case. It goes over the iPhone and makes it look like a retro. Yeah, that's cool though. That's cool.
I figured you'd like that. You're really into the tech stuff, Brian.
hold on a minute here, Mark. What is this you're sharing? You want to talk about it?
This is an ancient. Let me see. An ancient Mayan statue. He's code on face, so it's got whatever that code is. The USB code, and it's his face.
Has anybody actually decoded it yet?
That was, if you look at the front of the clip, his face is exactly like one of them USB codes, and he's a statue that was dug up in. Oh, it dates back hundreds and hundreds of years. That USB code has only come out in the last about 20 years.
Yeah, and if you look at his face, it kind of looks like a smartwatch, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, yeah, or the USB code that you see nowadays that are, that you can put your phone to, and it tells you exactly directions everywhere and stuff like that.
Yep.
That came out a good bit ago. It freaked me out a bit. I couldn't even look at barcodes on pieces of paper then. I wouldn't even let them be in my house because I thought aliens were looking at me. But, then I went back on my mate and I was fine. Well,
what do you make of all these, the letters, like the letter A's that are missing the crossbar now, Those are weird, like alien language, maybe.
Yeah, I think it's got to do, I'm big into UFOs as well. I think it's got to do with fluid transfer, because I believe that on a screen like that is black, like a black pupil. So I think something to do with fluid transfer instead of telekinesis and stuff like that. Not telekinesis, that other thing where they send stuff to your mind, whatever it is. I think that's got a lot to do with that. When I was looking into that, I was able to read binary code and stuff like that. It was really, really weird. Then I started taking my tablets again. So, yeah. Anyway, I digress. Let's get back to the Mandela effect. That's just a weird thing that came up. I thought, wow. That dates back to God knows how long, a long time ago.
Okay, I want to know what that means. I've heard people say that word, Brian. You got to tell me what it means.
Hang on, which one?
Digress. I've heard people say that in videos. Richie from Boston said it. What does it mean when they say I digress?
That's where I learned it from, Richie from Boston. It means I don't want to talk
you got it from it. What does it mean?
Let's go back to something else.
Digress.
It means I don't want to talk about it anymore. Let's go back to the subject beforehand, I think.
Oh, it's like, okay, move on, kind of like, move on?
Yeah.
Got it. I'm going to have to do that around my boss when I talk his head off. I digress.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to use that line. Thank you.
Here's Omar Corona. I've seen smartwatches like that. They are DNA interfaces. It is actually dark, and all that are actually sparked. Okay, I gave a link. That's the same, and Mandela
yeah, guys.
Okay.
Please like the video if you like what you're seeing, because I don't know for whatever reason we have 5 dislikes. So let's please raise the bar. Yeah, I don't know why we have like 5 dislikes. Let's go ahead and get those likes out there, guys. Come on. It's trolls.
Do you know that there's warehouses all over America full of trolls that work for Google, that work for NASA, that all constantly just go onto these channels, give his thumbs down and just troll. They're AI and they're just programmed to do whatever they want. There are even phone-ins now you can call in to say, order a pizza or order something online, and it gives you the same automated answers. It sounds like a woman talking to you, but it's not. It'll only give you a certain amount of answers, and you ask it the right questions, it give you the right answer. That's the big thing now. It's even on your emails, it gives you an automatic response before you even type into it. Someone will send you an email and give you a response at the bottom of it, as in a quick reference to yes, no, yes, please deliver it here, or yes, please deliver it there. It gives you 4 or 5 options without you even typing in. So AI, I think, is well in play. Sorry, I digress. Thanks, Richie from Boston.
Hey,
Brian, we got some more memes to talk about?
Yes. Thank you, Theresa. So you mentioned about Flava Flav. Does anybody else remember Flava Flav?
Yes.
Gloria is just now joining us.
Hi, guys.
Gloria, do you remember Flava Flav?
I do. I love that show. Flava Flav.
Public Enemy.
Flava Flav. He actually got Mandela a few months back.
Hi, Brian.
Hey, welcome, guys. Brian, Stavely, and Gloria. How's it going, guys?
Hey, guys.
Hi, guys.
Welcome.
Hi.
I love your hat or mask.
The rapper, Flavor Flav, his name's changed. Brian
Yeah,
S. You would right?
Yeah, it changed a couple months ago from Flavor to Flavor, like spelled the proper way now. Yeah.
Well, I'm just now finding out.
Oh, well, that's why it's good when we share older ones too, because there's so many.
Expertise. You want to talk about the rapper one since you're a great rapper?
I'm a terrible rapper, but that's why
No, you're not, man.
The rapper.
No, you're
That's
a great
why-
rapper, bro.
Oh, I don't know about that. I tried it once or twice. That's about it. But that's why it's good that we talk about old ones too, because there's so many thousands of Mandela effects. There's no way, even though we all research it, there's no way we're all going to see 100% of them. We're all going to miss some, you know? That's why I like to mix on my show. I like to mix a couple old ones here and there with all the new ones when I do a show every week, you know?
Yeah.
That's it for me. I just basically found out the other day. So
I've never known
I've
about.
already known about it. Yeah.
Leave
It
off.
changed like that, Brian.
Brian,
Yeah, what's up?
why do you think it changed?
Yeah, why do you think it changed? What do you think the reason was?
Why the reason what changed? His name?
Yeah, Flavor Flav is now Flavor Flav.
Oh, the same reason everything's been changing, the Mandela effect. I don't think there's any like motive on his end or the record business or anything like that. I think it got Mandela affected because it's always been Flavor now. It's not like he just changed it.
Well, maybe because he wears that big clock and he's like traveling back in time.
Maybe, yeah.
Oh, it's ridiculous. You saw the you must have seen the Beastie Boys one by now too, right, Brian?
Beastie Boys, no, what's that? Is that another Emmy?
Yeah, just happened about a week ago. You know, the Beastie Boys' most popular album, my favorite album of theirs. I didn't really like when they started doing the alternative rock stuff, but their first album, License to Ill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's licensed with a D, licensed to ill instead of licensed to ill.
Hang on, wait, what should I type in the search here?
Well, if you type it used to be titled Licensed to Ill. Now it's the way you're typing it, licensed. But it used to be license.
Oh, yeah, I see that there now. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, it didn't have that D. We found a lot of residue on it too. I found some. I know Nathaniel dug some up when we talked about it. There's a good amount of residue on it. It was definitely licensed to ill. Yeah, look at this. Look what you're looking at.
This is from spin.com.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, and there's a lot. There was like the Verge, or there's a few other music ones. You'll find a lot of them. They talk about it. There's a lot of news articles, and you know how some of the Mandela researchers have like the subscription to the newspaper things, like Dawn does. We know Dawn, Nathaniel. They look at the newspaper things a lot.
yeah.
In the newspaper archives, there's just so much residue of this.
Do you have some of that residue you don't mind sharing?
I don't know if I do. Let me see. I don't know
you
if I actually save that. Let me check my folder. I might have it, but I might not.
It makes sense, license to ill, because there is this saying, license to kill.
Right.
Exactly. That's why they did it.
Yeah.
I remember License to Kill.
That's funny.
No, I don't have it saved, Brian, but I can get it for you like later or something. People can have to take our word on it. It's there.
Wait, guys, hang on a second here.
Yeah,
Am I looking at the site? Because
kill
no,
change spelling. The spelling of license to kill change. Yes, that got Mandela a few months ago. That used to have an S.
I'm freaking out here. No.
Yeah, it used to have an S, Brian. It used to be
License to Kill change. The name of the movie 007 has changed to LIC.
Mm-hmm.
It was LIS.
Yep, I had residue on this too. Paul actually had it.
No. It was licensed the normal way. This second C was supposed to be an S, right?
Yeah, it changed. That changed a couple months ago too.
Yeah, right here, license to kill. Let's force search Google and see what we come up with.
There's license to will.
No.
Ridiculous it looks.
Ah. Let's look at the chat. Let's see what the chat says, because I'm curious how people are freaking out to it right now, or what their reaction is. What do you guys think? Is that an ME or what? I'm definitely gonna write down that one.
Yeah, no, that's definitely an ME, bro. Definitely. This you can find some old So there's actually still some old posters out there and stuff that have it the other way, and they look official. Like it has that same graphic that's on the box art.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, you guys will have to dig it up tomorrow because I just came on the show out of the blue. I just got out of work. I didn't have any of this ready. I didn't even know you were gonna talk about these ones. But yeah, these definitely happened a couple months ago. But like I said, that's why we share older ones. Look at it. You guys didn't see it. You guys are probably gonna show me something tonight I haven't seen that might, you know. It's just that's why it's good. That's why it's good. We all share all this stuff, you know.
I sent you a bit of License to Will on the Beastie Boys, Brian.
Okay, I'll check. Sure, we have.
Somebody said in the chat. Let me address the chat. Somebody said in the chat, license is British spelling. Well, first off, yeah, I know. I get the idea that it's a British-based spy working for MI6, but the spelling was licensed with an S. And in the English language, we're not saying the word has changed, because in the English language, it does have both spellings. One is used like when you license something to somebody, and one when you are possessing a license or whatever. So that's where they differentiate. I'm not sure which is which, but we have both spellings here. This isn't a U.S. to England type thing like the word favorite, how you guys put a U in it over there and we don't. This isn't like that. This movie was definitely with an S. Brian, will you tell these people the movie was licensed with an S?
It was licensed with an S, for real. It really was. I'm not joking.
Without the D.
No, without the D. License to Kill.
Yeah, that's License to
That's a
Kill,
famous
without the
movie.
D.
I bet if I show that one to my dad, he'll freak out.
You can wrap them both up. They were both licensed with a C and an S in it, and not a D. They were both licensed. That's where the Beastie Boys and they were based licensed to ill, licensed to kill. There was no D and there was no double C in either one.
No, and it's just like the boy in striped pajamas. I mean,
what?
Yeah, have you heard that one? The boy in striped.
No, that's what I mean. I missed that one. What is that?
It's no longer the boy in striped pajamas. It's pajama. Well, did it flip back? Because now it's pajamas.
Oh, I don't know. I don't even know that movie, but pajamas would be ridiculous.
This one could very well be an example. Okay?
Oh, there it is. There's a Y right there.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
I don't know.
Sorry. I know you don't like the cuss, man. That just came out, Brian. I'm my bad, dude.
Oh. And what's that other movie? The Secret of Happiness, or what is it?
The Pursuit of Happiness.
Pursuit of Happiness.
Why? What happened with that?
Yeah, if you look up The Pursuit of Happiness, the movie comes up with it, and it's spelled wrong with happy and.
Oh wow, that's a good one.
Brian, I got one for you.
What's up?
I got one for you. Okay. Do you remember the movie with Nicolas Cage, The Knowing?
The Knowing, yeah.
Okay. The name of it now is just Knowing.
No.
Oh, wait,
Yeah.
there's a movie here, guys.
It's not The Knowing anymore. It's just Knowing. Isn't that the dumbest thing you've ever heard?
Yes, because it's handwritten.
No.
Hold
Look
on.
it up. Look it up. Look how weird it looks.
There's a movie here.
What? No.
Yep. It's just Knowing.
I'm telling you, it was The Knowing. I watched this movie recently.
Yep, 100%. It was The Knowing. No, now it's just Knowing.
That makes no sense.
Yep.
Oh, let me see.
When did that one change? When did that one change, Gloria?
That one is about 3 weeks.
Okay, 3 weeks ago. Okay. What do you guys? I want to ask the chat. Let's ask the chat. Do you guys remember The Knowing or Knowing? Which one do you remember?
Everybody's saying The Knowing.
I know. I see The Knowing by Sharon Cameron, but that's
Knowing.
the wrong one, I think.
The Knowing.
Knowing. Something.
Everybody says The Knowing. Wow.
No.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Schizo Like a Boss says if you smell what the Rock is cooking, it isn't even a complete sentence. Wasn't it? Can you smell what the Rock is cooking?
I disagree with this one on people. I'm sorry.
No,
he did say, he said both. He actually said all three. He said, if you smell what the Rock is cooking, can you smell what the Rock is cooking? And do you smell what the Rock is cooking?
Okay.
I remember all three, but I'm not saying people are wrong.
Yeah, it's fine. So that's kind of like how the three monkeys are out of order sometimes. Hear no evil, see no evil. You know, the point is you have all three monkeys.
Hey, Brian, the fact that you just said that, do you know that the see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil now has a fourth monkey?
I've
That's
seen
correct.
that. What is the fourth monkey?
See no evil, I don't remember. Yeah, it's got a fourth monkey.
No evil.
See no
Oh,
evil.
Mark, what was that?
Evil. Do no evil, maybe? I don't know. But there's a fourth monkey now.
Yeah, I know we talked about that before.
Brian?
That's crazy.
Brian,
Yeah.
Speak no evil and do
I
no evil.
have a video here, a CD that was burned for me 4 years ago. Guess what it says on it?
What?
This was burned for me 4 years ago. Guess what it says on it, handwritten? You ready?
Yeah. What is it?
It says knowing.
No way.
I had this for 4 years. Yeah.
Let me see.
And I hate to say this, but that's what I remembered. I've seen this movie hundreds of times.
Wow.
Remember knowing?
Yeah. I have the movie right here.
Oh,
Like,
it was the
literally
knowing.
right here. It was handwritten.
Oh.
I'm going to tell you guys, I 100% remember knowing because it's one of my favorite movies. I can tell you everything that happens in the movie.
Wow. See that? And I remember the knowing 100%.
I remember the knowing too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Me too. Me too.
So does everybody in the chat.
Let me see, Theresa. Show me what you got.
That is so wild.
Favorite?
Show me what you're working with.
I can show you a picture of my CD if you want to see it. It's handwritten.
Yeah, sure. I want to see that. Do you have it?
Okay, no problem.
Oh, while
I've
we're
had
waiting,
this thing for a long time.
while
Hold
we're
on.
waiting for that.
Fourth monkey thing in which puts into the.
I'll
There
take
you
a
go. That's
picture
what I got
real
the fourth
quick.
monkey.
All right, guys, we have some walking leaves, bugs that look like real leaves. I mean, they look at this.
Oh, yeah, I found that one.
Theresa Lynch found this one.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
What is that called? What's the name for it?
Just walking leaves.
Brian, does it have a name? Official name?
I don't know. I seen those like a year ago. And I actually think I posted that in Reality Residue about like 5 months ago. Right, Theresa?
I think you did you?
Yeah, I did with the other stick ones, those really weird looking stick ones.
Yeah, those stick ones are crazy.
They're freaky, these things. Wow.
I don't know, man. We talk about Mandela animals all the time. This is one of those subjects that, you know, there's like millions of different species of animals, so it's really hard to tell, but these are freaky looking.
Yeah, but we all grew up with National Geographic. We all grew up with those things. Jacques Cousteau. We should know at least some of these things, you know?
Yep. Have you ever seen this dog that has two noses? This is new.
Oh, there's 3 species of it, Brian.
Oh my god.
Thank you.
The dog with the split
3
nose.
species. Brian, read the link to it.
It's
That's to be a birth defect or something.
cattle burn dog.
Oh, how cute.
Does anybody want one of these?
No, but they would be really good working for the police department, huh?
Yeah. Talk about split decisions. All right.
Aw,
They're so cute, though.
yeah.
But then we have this guy, this man. It could be a myth. We're not really sure at this point, but it's something to look into. Edward Mordrake, the man with 2 faces. You want to talk about that one, Theresa?
No, you can't.
Yeah, I saw a picture of that. That's crazy.
That one was debunked, though.
Okay, so apparently he died when he was only 23. Is that right, Theresa? And
Yeah, 23. He committed suicide.
and this thing would talk evil thoughts to him or something. This other face.
Bring
That's
a
kind of
picture
weird.
up, Brian, if you can, to show them.
Yeah, I got it right here. He had a face on the back of his head.
Supposedly.
Strange. All right. I know that's not necessarily an ME. It's probably a mutation.
Wow.
So what's next on the MEs? Mark, you said you had Reach for the Sky, you rascal. Does anybody... Mark, you want to talk about that?
Oh, yeah.
The Toy Story, yeah. It says, reach for the sky, you rascal now. But it's only in the book that I found. I found it in the book. Now, I think if you find it in a book and then you put it on the internet, it's going to change. So anything that you put on the internet will change because they can just wipe anything they want on the internet. So I don't know if this is a Mandela effect yet, but it seems to be in 2 or 3 books that I've seen it in, but I haven't looked at the movie yet. I'm afraid to stick the movie on to see if it does say it. I presume a lot of people are just going to say they don't remember it. I haven't actually went and looked at the clip yet, because it's probably the same as it always was. So that it'll just be debunked. Though it's just an addition to the book, you know. So yeah, it just doesn't seem right. You rascal! Why would he say you rascal? Yeah, never heard of that, you know.
That was in the book.
It's in the book, yeah. It's in the book. I have a picture there. I'll send it to you.
Reach for the sky, you rascal. Let's see if there's an actual quote. I want to hear an audio clip.
There we go. Let me get into this.
Is anybody watching the chat at all? I'm sorry, I haven't been paying
I'm looking at it a little bit.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on it.
There hasn't really been any questions or anything. Just people chatting.
Okay.
There's the picture there now. I'll send it to your messenger there now.
Okay, Mark. Thanks.
I've seen it in 2 or 3 books. I decided to take a photograph of one just to go, okay, that seems weird, and then see if it's speak or two on the movie itself, because I heard from a residue in books, like the libraries in rather than online, because if you put it online, it just seems like that Michelle Williams that Theresa sent you that week. A couple of weeks ago, she sent you one that said Michelle, and by the time you got it, it said Michelle. It changed in front of your eyes.
I've seen that. I've seen the residue change before my eyes.
Yeah, I prefer to do it just taking photographs, because they're not so easy to mess with, you know. So that's what I found at that picture. Yeah, there it is. Reach for the sky, you rascal.
Reach for the sky. I've never heard that.
They're the official Pixar books as well, so then it's not like from a knockoff or anything like that.
No, that's genuine stuff from the real Disney book.
Yeah, exactly. I'll buy the book next week or this week, and I'll take some more photographs. I was looking for the one with the claw. You know, that's changed, where the little green monsters, they're saying the claw, something has changed in the claw. I don't know if someone put in the comments or one of you might know that.
Oh, yeah.
When he's in the machine, the claw, whatever they say about the claw, that you're one or let me go or whatever. I don't know the quote. But that apparently changed. So I was looking for that, and I came across this. I was like, oh no, that seems weird. You know?
Great find, Mark.
Thank you.
Yeah, where is that part where they're supposed to say, what are they saying? The alien guys?
Something about the claw. I don't know if it's changed anyway.
One of us, right?
One of us, that's correct. One of us.
One of us, Brian. One of us. I sent you residue before.
Yeah, that's correct.
One of us.
Oh no! What's gotten in you, Sheriff?
So anyway, yeah, you guys can check through there, but it's not gonna. You're not gonna find one of us.
Yes.
But there is stuff.
I remember that scene.
Did they say one of us, Theresa?
Yeah, I remember it.
Let's see what the chat. Does anybody else in the chat remember one of us? And it was from Curious and Curious. Hey, where'd Brian go? Is he coming back? I think we lost him.
Oh, he'll be back then.
Brian, can you get a hold of Brian Glow?
Yeah, they're having it. No, again, he'll come back in. They're having a nor'easter.
Oh yeah, that's right. The nor'easter, yeah. And that's from her. That's from Hurricane Willow, right? Hurricane Willow that came over Mexico.
I don't know, but he'll come back on.
I hope he's okay.
There's residual for one of us.
Because he is one. He is. Brian Stavely is one of us.
I'm back. What happened?
Hey, there we go. You're one of us.
In what way?
He blew away.
One of us. One of us.
No, I was gonna take my cell phone outside and sign up to Hangouts, but somehow
thanks, Mark.
Hangouts got deleted off my phone, so I gotta like re-download it. I don't know how it got deleted.
Dude, there are so many Mandelas going around right now. It's unbelievable.
Brian, I have some more Mandelas.
All right, let's hear him.
There's an ancient shark which is 500 years old and born before Shakespeare.
That's correct. Yeah, that's right.
one.
Say that again, Theresa. I didn't hear you.
I said there's an ancient shark out there that is 500 years old, and it was born before Shakespeare.
Oh.
I've seen that.
You guys know about the rainbow? Here's one you guys should know about. The rainbow circle around the sun. I've seen people posting that in my group. I don't know if you want to look that up, Brian, and show the people, the listeners. Yeah, rainbow circles around the sun. It looks really bizarre.
All right, do you have a picture I can share?
No, I haven't looked for one yet, but I've seen them.
All right, can you mind? Can you help us find one?
Yeah,
I'm digging up something else here. Mark,
all right, let's see what I can find you.
great photograph. Thank you for sharing that. Great photo.
There we go. I've sent you one of you can do in a second of Alice in Wonderland. Let me do that.
Yeah, can you send that one down the line? That's great residue. We're all mad here.
Yeah.
You want to talk about the Halloween thing being on Thanksgiving? That article?
Yeah.
Yep.
Am I back? Am I in?
How about this one? Here's an Emmy for you guys. The eyeless spider. This spider's eyes are completely missing.
Oh.
Boom.
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 Too many tabs open.
Speaking, yeah, I know. The man of 1,000 tabs.
Yeah.
You and Brian can go head to head on that one.
Yeah.
Brian and Brian.
This spider has no eyes.
Wow. Ew. Ew.
Yeah, no, they're gross.
I can't see that. Come on, computer.
Okay. Oh, that's gross. I don't want to look at spiders.
That's like the faceless sheep. That was really weird.
Yeah. Can I share that with everyone again?
That is weird. I mean, like, you think we would hear about that? Come on.
Yeah. The sheep looks like it has no face.
I'll send it to you, Brian.
Shapeless face.
That's what,
That's what. Mad. It won't let me send that one with the rainbow thing on it.
Oh, I just sent it to him, Mark. I sent it to him.
Not a delete.
Which one?
On my computer.
Which one did you send?
The rainbow around the sun.
Is it back there?
Wow.
Ryan, you good? Yeah, I've never seen the rainbow.
I cut out for a second. I didn't hear you.
Okay, it's fine. We have a sun halo. Optical
cool,
phenomena.
Let you know the picture. Get a better picture of it.
I wonder why it's doing that. Why is the sun?
I don't know.
Another thing, have you guys noticed these?
Yeah, I don't want to get into UFO stuff, but that's.
What about these rays? Has anyone seen the sun when the sun goes down? Has anyone seen these weird looking rays? They're like dark rays now coming from the opposite end of the horizon.
Yeah, I got a lot of pictures of them, Brian.
That is bizarre.
Yep, sure is.
I've never seen these in my life.
They're beautiful, though, when you see them. Like, they take your breath away. They're so beautiful.
I know.
It's like you could really see God through that, you know?
Let's see how our chat's doing.
I've sent you some residual on Alice in Wonderland I found. Anyway, in a minute.
Hey, Wake Up News. Hey, Frank. What's up, Odin? Odin Lush says, I saw that rainbow around the sun in LA in 2005. Wow, so it goes that far back. Oh, my goodness, we have Corey. Corey, dude. Where have you been?
Corey, what's up, dude?
Come on, man. Come in the chat, Corey.
Yeah, where's Corey been?
Corey's been taking a break.
Which one's Corey?
Seeker of Truth. Seeker of Truth.
Oh, yes. Okay, yes. I see.
Corey, I'll send you a link. Hold on. Man, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, Corey's the man. I love Corey.
Hey, Theresa. Is Theresa still there?
Theresa, you there?
Hello, Theresa.
Okay. It's fine. We'll get her back. All right. Don't worry about it. We'll get her back. Okay, so Alice in Wonderland. Mark, you want to talk about it? Where'd you find this little residue here with where we're all mad here?
I found it in a book, as I say. I was looking for, because I know it changed. I wasn't sure how much it had changed, but now I went to look at a few books, and it doesn't say that anymore. I found it in a book in London city centre. I just went looking for, I don't know, I walked past a shop and I went, okay, I want to go back in there. And I think I was looking for You're One of Us for the Toy Story thing. So I just picked up a few books that fell down by my feet, and I went, okay. We're all mad down here. So that's it. That seems to be gone now, hasn't it?
That's bizarre.
Is anybody there?
Hey.
Can you hear me? Hey.
Yep.
We're here.
Yeah, it seems to be gone. Like, we're all mad here now. I don't know. Can anyone tell me what it used to be or what it is now?
I forgot what it changed to, but yeah, it doesn't say that anymore.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it's changed to, but it definitely changed.
We're all a little mad here.
We're mostly mad here is what it says now.
Something like that.
Yeah. There it is. We're mostly mad here.
Wow.
Yeah, that's correct. That's the one. We're mostly mad here. Yeah, that's the one. So I found it in books. That book is probably about 20 years old.
Hey, Corey's in the chat. Corey, welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me back, buddy. It's been a while.
Yeah, man,
welcome to the dark side. I am Lord Vader.
Hi, Corey.
Hey, Gloria.
Corey, come with me and join the dark side of the Force. Together we will rule this galaxy as father and son.
No, Brian, you should talk about Brian S. You should talk about the Star Wars that change. Remember that?
Brian already brought it up.
Yeah, but that's kind of wild, dude.
Yeah, the R2D2 thing was really weird.
Yeah,
R2D2, then the stormtroopers, and now Princess Leia's hair has changed.
Yeah, she looks like she's got cinnamon buns.
Like, she always looked like cinnamon buns, but they're twice as big now.
No, that's what I mean, like one that you would normally eat at a restaurant.
Yeah, it's huge, bro. It's like twice the size, and it's not as tightly woven either.
Yeah, I've seen your picture there on Facebook. That's crazy. And even I went back and watched the old films, and you're right, like it's totally changed now again.
Yeah, I went in and popped in my Star Wars right when the Stormtrooper thing and the R2D2. I checked for both, and it's all in my movies, you know, and the Princess Leia too. I took screenshots and posted the Stormtroopers several days ago to show people that it was in my movies too, you know.
Yeah, so now they got fancy knee braces or something, right?
Well, now it's like, you know the utility belt that they have around their waist?
Yeah.
So they have like a mini version of that above their fucking right knee.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, it's crazy.
Like a garter belt.
Yeah, it's like they're trying to be sexy stormtrooper clone.
Oh, Gloria, I missed you.
Stormtroopers are trying to get in my pants.
Corey, tell me, because I wanted to ask you about this recap here. While you were gone, all these Mandela effects just sort of broke loose and took over.
Yeah.
So now the stormtroopers, they have like incongruity with their legs. Like one leg has this thing on the knee. What do you remember? Because you're our Star Wars guy too, you know.
No, I remember exactly like Brian said. Like both their legs were not like they were even open. Like I don't remember them having like. Of course, maybe it was because their legs were bending, but I don't remember the cap being over the top of the leg.
That's weird.
Yeah.
But you got residue for it, right? This residue.
I got a good.
Yeah, I got this residue with Halloween costumes and stuff. There's all kinds of residue. but it is all throughout the original trilogy, and it's not just like someone tried to tell me, oh no, that's just the First Order stormtroopers. I'm like, you guys don't even look into anything. I'm like, just go back and look at the original trilogy. It's in all of them now.
Yeah.
And how about Wookiee?
The original picture from the original set as well, that they're really young in it, and they've got that on the costumes as well.
Yeah, and Wookiee, that's another one with the 2 E's. You know, that's a huge one.
Anytime it comes up, I'm like, no way. And I just have to go and find Residual. I can't help it. Messing with my childhood.
Brian, what about
Luke, I'm your father.
Star Wars is officially the king now of Mandela effect changes out of all movies. It's got to have the most. It's got like 15 of them now. It's got more than Wizard of Oz.
What were you saying, Gloria?
What about the R2D2 one?
Yeah, we talked about it. The brown wires. That's fucking ridiculous too.
That's really crazy.
It's wicked crazy.
How come people aren't? Why isn't anyone noticing this stuff?
That's my problem, Brian. Because like when you watch movies and stuff, right? I'm going to make a few statements right here, and it's going to sound biased because I'm a huge Star Wars fan. But I'm going to try and make a general statement, right? Everybody would have to agree that Star Wars is one of the biggest movies of all time, hands down, right?
Yeah.
Everybody disagree with that. Okay, even if you're a fan or not, right?
Yeah.
People would also have to agree that Star Wars has one of the biggest followings of all time.
Yeah.
And the people that are supposedly fans of it, there's like, they have conventions and they get dressed up. Like, these people are fanatics. Where the F are these people talking to say, hey, C-3PO's leg was never silver in any of my costumes that I ever wore to any of these shows. Why is his leg silver now? Where are they?
No, it's true. It's like the Comic-Con people are definitely asleep because they're dressing up the same as what they're seeing now.
That's right. To the T.
I'll send you some Residue there, Brian.
Okay, I'll check it out, Mark. And we also have Keith that just joined it with us. Welcome, Keith.
Hey, Keith. I was on sabbatical for a bit. I'm back now.
What's up, Keith? Keith came on my show last week. Keith was awesome. That was really good, Keith. Thank you.
That was a lot of fun. I always have fun on the shows.
Keith, how's Chloe doing?
It's a she because I assume it would be the spirit is my old little puppy dog, Chloe.
No.
Everything. So there's so she's doing very well.
Okay, good.
Okay. I adjusted your volume a little bit. It was a little low. Sorry.
Okay.
It should be fine now.
You can hear me okay?
A little bit. It's.
I don't know when maybe I should sign out and get on my phone.
That's better. That's better.
Right there, Keith.
All right, I just have to move myself in a bit.
Esther Anders says, my friend loves Star Wars like Lobstrom. She remembers the ending where Chewbacca gets the medal. I remember him getting the medal as well. Sorry.
Oh, Chewie definitely got the medal for a second. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, that's right. I was just reading one of the comments there that she remembers him getting the medal. I remember him getting the medal as well.
I remember more than him just getting the medal too, because that was the whole iconic ending of the first movie. So, like, Han and Luke, you know, they bend over and they get the kiss on the cheek, which they still do, and they get the medal around the neck. Mm-hmm. And I remember Chewie, because he's so tall, he had to, like, you know, bend way over. She didn't kiss him on the cheek, but she put the medal on his neck, and then he looked up at the sky. He did his Chewie roar, and then it went to credits showing outer space.
That's right. Yeah.
All that's gone. That's all gone.
Oh, that's okay.
Either I can't find it anywhere.
Okay, Brian, we must be from a different timeline or something, because I don't remember Chewie getting a medal because I read a lot of books. It was explained that Chewie in one of the novels didn't have a medal because he gave it to someone that he. Something that happened right after the Death Star being destroyed.
Well, you know what's weird about that, though, Corey, is that there's also books out there. There's comic books that show Chewie getting the medal.
I remember him getting the medal.
There's both. I remember him getting the medal and the movie ending when he did the Chewie roar.
Oh, wow.
And then it showed
No,
the
I
credits.
remember the Chewie roar, but like, yeah.
Well, the Chewie roar is not even there anymore.
Oh, it's not?
No,
that he got the medal.
Yeah, because he got the medal, then he did the Raw, then the movie went to credits. Now the medal and the Raw is gone.
Well, how about this? As I'm looking for Chewbacca with the medal, we have C-3PO with the golden leg right here.
Yeah,
on
of course.
a
Dude,
dispenser.
out of everything, dude, like, I know I put this as my number 3 when I did our top 10 list, but, like, this is, like, the one I bring up the most to anybody, because this is, like, the most obvious. Like, I think this is why I think the Mandela effect is affecting everybody, even and at different levels, and different people are oblivious to it. I won't say immune to it, but, like, C-3PO, everybody knows he was all gold. But they might not admit to the Mandela effect, and they'll come out with this. Oh, well, it's a remastered version. Oh, it's the Blu-ray. Oh, it's this and that. And like, they're coming out with the dumbest crap you ever heard in your life, and they're just trying to deny it. But almost nobody says, "Oh, I always remember him with a silver leg." How many of those people you ever come across?
Yeah, really.
Oh, I have tons and tons of that with silver leg. I've even got ones with the silver leg on the wrong leg. I've got tons and tons of gold leg as well. I've even got the original Star Wars toy with the gold leg. I'm just saying now, Brian.
Yeah. There's tons of it. There's more residue for that than anything. He's easy. We got the picture of him where he's...
Oh, yeah, Mark, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm looking at the residue with the golden leg. It's good residue.
I've tons of it. I mean, I've got about 10 books here, and every book has a gold leg in it. Even the original Top Trumps card has a gold with the gold leg. I'll see if I can find that one for you.
Brian, I got pictures of Anthony Daniels, the guy that plays C-3PO, literally in the costume next to Mark Hamill, who's wearing his Episode 4 attire with George Lucas in the shot, filming for the movie, and he's got all gold on.
I've got that as well, Brian. I'll see if I can send it through.
Okay. Brian, you want to send it to me too, and Mark?
Yeah, it's right here. I just sent it to you in that group chat on Facebook that we had. Look. You got it now.
Thanks, Mark.
And then there's more too.
Hey, Brian, can I adjust the chat for a second?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Okay, because somebody had asked a question. Now I'm not looking at the chat. And I think the name Lush, I think it was, said that maybe this is quantum entanglement. And I had said that it can't be quantum entanglement, and they want me to elaborate on that. And what I mean by that, if you think about quantum entanglement, it would mean that it has to be the same way, because quantum entanglement, no matter what you do, the other user has to do the identical thing that you do. So therefore, if there is another one of us or another one of CP3O, whatever he is, it would have to be the same scenario. There can't be any difference, because quantum entanglement works 100% the same. So you can't have one of you and one of you somewhere else where something is different. That's not how quantum entanglement works. So you have to think about it that way. So if you're moving your right hand, the other user is moving your right hand, and there can't be any differences. Quantum entanglement doesn't fall in that category. That's what I meant by it. I just wanted to explain something, for the chat, because somebody had a question.
It would be like looking in a mirror, but you wouldn't be seeing the opposite reflection.
Exactly. Quantum entanglement, it has to be identical. It responds the same way, so it can't be any different.
Yeah.
So, some people speculated that could be what the Mandela effect is, but it can't, because it doesn't make any sense. Because that other reality that you reside in, you would have to do the same exact thing, make the same exact choices. Therefore, everything would have to be the same. Do you understand?
I jump in there. I just watched Paradox. What is it? Cloverfield Paradox was on about quantum entanglement. There can be slight differences. Because even in the movie, the way they're talking about it, one lady, she's at home with her kids, and her kids survive, and one is in space. The quantum entanglement can also mean that there's not only two realities; there can be up to 1,000 or unlimited strings of entanglement.
But how does that work if you get one atom and you split it and you take it to the other part completely across the other side of the world, and you make one bounce, the other one bounces the same way, so they react the same exact way without any differences. They're identical, no matter what one does, the other one does. So how could you have any differences?
transporter type of stuff, isn't it? That's kind of like more. But the way I understand quantum mechanics and quantum physics, in a way where everyone says there's a parallel universe. I don't think there's a parallel universe. I think there's just another universe. And then for every universe, there's another universe. And everyone is slightly different than each one. Whether it be I have one more freckle on my face than I do on another reality, or I have a limp, or I have something else, or whatever it is.
Okay, so let me ask you this. If that's the case, so then you're saying that that your consciousness resides in a trillion realities, but what would that purpose serve?
No, I think the Mandela effect is the consciousness seeping through when, say, for instance, because if you look, I don't know if you know Geordie Rose. He's the D-Wave computers and stuff like that. He's mentioned now. He said it. He's quoted it on many a video that they're pulling information through these quantum computers from parallel universes that are just slightly different than our own. So that's where they're getting the information. So if they're opening a parallel gateway to somewhere, so their residue is going to come back in here. So it's seeping through, and consciousness is in a way kind of like binary code. It's like that. Everything is made up of numbers. So if you can imagine if something's coming through, that they're getting information, something's coming through to our consciousness, so their consciousness is coming onto where. So we're remembering a lot of stuff, and we're getting confused. But the people who are more into it and more say leveled up, know what's going on. The people that are more leveled down don't really know what's going on. They're like, no, I don't see that. I'm too much shit going on in my life to even understand that he is a silver leg or a gold leg. But the people that are leveled up, would you say, in a simulation or whatever you want to call it, are awake, can understand and can sort of keep that information in their head, sort it out, and then go, oh yeah, that's changed. So I think consciousness is seeping through from one parallel universe to another, because consciousness is out there in numbers like binary code. If you look,
then you would have to exist in every one of those realities as bots, because then your consciousness just lies in one reality.
It can be like that. I think it can be like that.
But what purpose would that serve if we lived in other realities, having other experiences? I understand that everything that we see, hear, and experience is binary code. It's all information that we actually get from the left hemisphere of the brain, which connects to that binary code, which makes us have this experience. The right hemisphere of the brain allows that to happen. So we're picking up different frequencies, and everything that we experience is code made into reality, which makes it solid. I understand that. I get that. So I don't understand, like, I'm not one for the multiverse kind of thing, because I think that our consciousness resides in one experience, one only. I can't see why God would make us to experience multiverses, because that doesn't make sense to me when we have all the time in the world to be everything and make every decision. You know what I'm saying? So that, to me, I think that consciousness just lies in one reality, and the things that we all thinking of,
like, I think, Gloria, I think I know where you're going at, where you're thinking of the soul, and how can our soul be split up into many, many different parts, like where we're not ourselves, like our own soul, right? Like you're saying, they're in the other multiverses, they're bots or whatever, right? So why would that make sense that we'd have other selves of ourselves? Like, I guess it wouldn't make sense, because I mean, if I were to die tomorrow, I go to heaven. What is there, like 1,000 me's walking around there? Like, you know what I mean?
And that's another way I didn't even think about. What you're saying is true. When you leave the body, it's like, so what do? Just keep popping into other realities, into different bots of yourself, which to me makes no sense, because there is no such thing as time. Therefore, God has given us infinite eternity to experience every decision we ever make, and the opposite of that decision to keep. You understand what I'm saying? Instead of having a trillion of us.
We got Mark. Go ahead. Was that you? Sorry.
That was probably me that you heard talking. Keith.
Who was trying to say something? Was that?
Yeah.
Keith?
Yeah.
I was going to say about the parallel universe. I think I don't think there is a thing called quantum immortality as well. So if you die in one, it's like a Groundhog Day effect. You go into the next one and next one, but you have a decision whether you want to either reincarnate into your own self, reincarnate into something else, or go to the source. whatever you want to call that. If you look at it dimension-wise, there's up to 27 dimensions. It is mentioned that the 7th dimension is the dimension of the gods. So you have a decision whether to stay in this one or go to a parallel universe, and all your thoughts go into one, but you have a decision not to remember it. But I think, you know, if you look at it like Star and Blue, it's all up. You know, where did our consciousness go? Did we all just move on to the next one, or you know, or did we just all die and we're just in a simulation? I think these parallel universes are a trick to make us lose our consciousness, forget where our soul is, and forget our true being, which is free will. I think it's all a matrix within a matrix within a matrix. It's just there to confuse us. But the people that are more aware of it, like ourselves, the Mandela effectians, or people who are Mandela affected, are more the next level up. So we're looking down and looking back and going, okay, so why don't you understand that the beam me up, Scotty? You don't even comprehend it. That's what we can comprehend it because we think on a different level, because there's more consciousness in our brain than there is in theirs, because they're stuck in the one grid. We're stuck in whatever, how many grids we died in or whatever, and all these.
So then you know what? Then Max, you could look at it this way too. You could say that everything in the universe is information. So we're experiencing a frequency wave, which in that other, like you're saying, where the gods are, let's say density 5 or whatever you want to say, that's where we get our information from. That's the main frequency. Like I said, in the left hemisphere of our brain tells us what we experience, right? So we could say that. So everything exists through a frequency, not that we live in other parallel universes, but our brain sometimes, when the left hemisphere is not really connecting with the frequency that we have to survive here, it'll tap into a different scenario, okay? Because everything is out there. Any decision we could ever make is already there. The probability is already there. We just have to reach and take from that hat, basically, and pick what we're going to do today. But what we didn't pick is still in that hat. So I think the Mandela effect could kind of be like, you know, we're all having the same experience because we're all basically on the same frequency. But at times, that left hemisphere, information seeps through, which is a different reality. Not that a reality that's taken place that we're all there. It's a different frequency that holds a different code to different information, where it's Bernstein instead of Bernstein. So we pick that up. It's not nothing that we experience that we're living in a parallel universe. It's just a code that came into the left hemisphere of the brain, and we see it differently. And people that are experienced that are learning how to tap into different and higher frequencies. And to me, that's what I think the Mandela effect is. We are learning to detach ourselves from this one frequency and start tapping into others. And that's how we're seeing these subtle changes. We're growing. It's I guess, evolution of the soul.
I want to say something after Keith. Go ahead, Keith. You've been waiting. I want to go after you. I'm after you, Keith.
That's cool. That's more like a complicated way of, you know, looking at it, but it's also, I think, getting closer to truth. I mean, it's the same thing that, like, I've pondered on for a while now. Like, this is one of my theories that I've basically come to after a lot of, right, like many of us, just thinking about it a lot. And that is that we have our souls. Our souls are obviously in our bodies. Our bodies, like Lo said, we can have a particle be on the other side of the universe, but when it's in that quantum entanglement, each move in the same way. I think that's how our spirits can work very easily as well, that our spirits can be vast distances. And I believe that we're vastly huge, infinitely powerful spirit beings to start with. It helps to know that, because then you can imagine how that spirit can be split up into so many parts in order to give you, Lo, me, Brian, everybody here their own individual experience, but that you're having that same individual experience many times over in many different realities, but that you're, and this is the part where, you know, I ponder on and I think about, and I think it's true that we, for example, die. When you die in one reality or however, like that spirit is going to get dispersed through the other living versions of yourself, and that at some point you can get greater power the more that you accumulate this strength, your soul power, more or less. And your soul power builds as you build knowledge, as you get closer to the divine. All right, so this is just one idea. It's not like I'm with that all the way, but it certainly goes right in line with what you were saying, Glow, I think.
Right.
No, but I mean, if you were to go back to where, sorry, Brian, I know you want to talk next. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Just that, you know, when you die, supposedly, you know, you're supposed to be, you know, you have judgment before God in heaven. So, I mean, if you're jumping bodies and like changing different places, I mean, you know,
That doesn't make sense to me. In my opinion, what I think the Mandela effect is, and this is all just theory. Let me just say right now, I'm not saying
no,
this
we're
is-
all guessing. We're all guessing.
Yeah. No, I'm just telling people because people will come at me after and say, "Oh, you said that." I did say this. This is what I think. So for a while, I've been saying that, you know, and I still believe this, that I think it's a collective consciousness. We're all awakening. That's why we feed off each other. That's why we see times when the Mandela effect greatly accelerates. Like in the last 3 weeks, there was a little slow time for a little bit, but then like a couple months ago, there was a week where there was like 15 new Mandelas a day. I think we're all feeding off each other, right? Our consciousness is all sort of on one frequency or one vibration. It's on many, but there's one where they kind of all connect, right? I think we're also connected to different things on the earth, like back in the day, ancient trees, all sorts of things that maybe were receptors to this and magnified it. But as far as the Mandela effect, I think that everything has a certain frequency that goes through it, okay? And when maybe what's happening, this is just a newer thought that I've had. Maybe what's happening is when something changes and it's altered the frequency in it, right? Maybe something happens that causes it to change a little bit, and just kind of picture all of that. We talked about this a little bit on the last show. You remember, Keith?
Yeah.
Just kind of picture it all around you. Like if you could picture like the frequency, or picture like waves of sound or whatever, vibration all around you. It's not going to interlock with everybody 100%, and it's,
Right.
and that's why we don't see, even those of us that are really awake, we don't see 100% of the same Mandelas. We probably agree with 80% of them with each other, maybe
Right.
higher people, but not all of them. So maybe we're not all perceiving it the same way. And Brian, do you remember last show you did? Maybe not last show because you do a lot, but like last week, this woman called the show and she talked about the Lion and the Lamb and how it affected her, like back in 1999. Do you remember this? So she saw the change earlier, then it affected other people. So maybe that part of that change that just locked in with her frequency as it moved through whatever it does and permeates through us and the atmosphere or objects on this earth, whatever it does, and it just locked in with her back then for some reason because she noticed it way before other people. You know, that's just I know it sounds like a wild theory, but I think there's a lot.
It doesn't.
I think there's a lot of truth to it.
I agree with you, Brian. I agree with you that I feel the same way. And whether it's because we're making this decision and the other decision is out there, and that other decision has a different outcome, and we experience Fruit Loops as Fruit Loop, you know, with its different spelling because we decoded something, we got a different kind of vibration, a different kind of information system going through us for a quick second. You know, it doesn't necessarily mean that we exist anywhere else. Like I said, everything is frequency, everything is information. So maybe we're just tapping into a different information where the coding for Fruit Loop is spelled that way.
And it's very important to remember that we're also still going through a long process and we are awakening, but we are not awake. Nobody is awake. I hate when people tell me that how awake they are and this and that. No, we are all still have so much to learn.
Yeah,
and
we're newborns.
And like you talked about life after death recently, Corey. You brought that up like a couple minutes ago. And that's why I tell people, and this rubs people the wrong way, but there is no one ultimate truth. It's not the Mandela effect. It's not the flat earth. It's not finding out about Jesus. It's none of it because they're all a big important part and there's always more to learn. We don't know what happens to us when we die yet. We don't know if reincarnation's true. Those are even bigger secrets than what we're looking at right now, I would think. We just haven't got to there yet, you know? And after that, who knows what else there is. So there's always more to learn. And I just think that's important.
No, you can't be ignorant to other ideas either. Like you know, Brian, you're a flat earther. I'm like still like a 50-50 guy. Like I still believe like it could be possible because I also believe that what you've been preaching is right, and that what they've been teaching us in school when we were younger is you know probably bullcrap. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's completely bullcrap.
Yeah.
You know, everybody should look at everything. You don't have
Yeah.
to believe me. I don't want anybody to just believe me. Just
No,
everybody.
that's my own opinion, right?
Yeah, good. And I'm glad. And I think the more you watch my stuff, I think your percentage will go up a lot higher.
Yeah.
Guys, real quick, I just wanted to tell everyone, Mark, thank you for coming on. I know you were on a different time zone, brother. Thank you so much for being able to come on tonight. It's
You're okay, man. It's great. No problem.
Oh man, it was great having you. We look forward to having you again.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. Good to hear from you.
Oh,
Good to meet you, buddy.
Stay on. I'll stay on.
Okay, you want to stay on? Okay.
It's only 4 o'clock in the morning here, man. It's all right. We might have to stick the kettle on and have another cup of coffee or something.
Okay.
You know, none of us are saying that we're right, and we only have theory. But I think it's good that we all bring it to the table, because then we could always take pieces of each theory, and maybe eventually we will come up with the an answer. But theories are really important, and I don't claim to say that I know it, and Brian doesn't say he knows it, and we're not saying that, right? Keith's not saying he knows it. We're just taking little pieces, and we're just trying to kind of figure it out, and I think our theories are really good, but we're missing a piece of the puzzle.
Yep. Come together enough, we will certainly figure it out.
Everything we said here is only theories. Don't take it for word, because theories have to be 100% proven. 99% is not. It's not a fact. It's just a theory still. Even what's his name? What's his name? Einstein with his E equals MC square. He never got a Pulitzer Prize or any prize because it was never proven. Would you believe? He never got any prize for that because it's only a theory. So as anyone that's going to come back and say, "Oh, he's full of crap," we're only talking. It's only theories.
Right. And I think it's more important it's important to find out why, but I think it's more important to say, okay, you know what we know. So what do we do with it? How do we change things, and what do we do with what we know? Forget about why it's happening. Let's move forward and try to make a difference.
Yeah.
Omar in the chat says it's called self-discovery. And to contain it and to garden it and share it freely. I believe that too. I mean, how could you not share something so big like this, such as the Mandela effect? I run into people all the time that have the same memories as me, and I can't not share it with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's hard to correct them.
Very hard to hold back, and I always bring up the Star Wars one. I bring up the Forrest Gump one, and there's just another one I bring up. And if you don't bite on that, then I kind of move on a bit and then go, we just okay, no problem. YouTube it when you get home, and then just talk about something else. Because if they can't figure it out with the Star Wars, as you said, Brian Sweeney or Brian S, you said Star Wars is probably one of the best movies in the world. Is probably one of the best known. If people can't realize that he's got a silver leg and he's always had a gold leg, and they don't realize, they're I don't know, maybe they're thinking about their own crap or whatever at a certain time. Like you just can't be not switched or turned on. But I find if they don't snap at that, I just move on to something else and just talk about the weather or however a lovely walking past or how good my dinner was or whatever,
Yeah, no, that's why I bring that one up. That one's the great test to feel people out. I mean, I bring it right up. You know what I mean? Because it's like, and then you can just see how strong somebody's denial is going to be because you know that none of them ever remember a silver leg.
That's right.
Yeah, but you know what? You could look and say, you know what? I'm surprised that a lot of people that wasn't a reason for people to wake up. But then you look at the Bible verse. I mean, the lion shall lay with the lamb. That do it.
Yeah. The Bible verse gets me the most. I'm sorry. Out of all of them, that's that, like,
I mean, if that ain't going to do it, nothing's going to do it. Seriously.
There's so much residue for that. There's people that made songs about it. There's so many quotes in movies. There's ministers on tape doing it. There's all these monuments and statues and paintings and everything.
I'm going to be doing my walking around talking to people about the Mandela effect. I didn't quite get back into it yet, but today I was talking to somebody and she remembered the lion and the lamb. I couldn't hold back. I had to shift right into the Mandela effect, and I did. So that's interesting.
I mean, how could people not see that there are churches that have lion and a lamb laying in front of it? They're called lion and the lamb. You know.
No, but I mean, it's like we've all done it and we've tried, and I've done even with priests. Like you can't, like, I take my sister for example. She knows it was mirror on the wall, and she knows that I'm into the Mandela effect and stuff, but she just goes about her life and she doesn't care. She knows that these changes happen, but it's not a priority to her because she's not like you said, everybody remembers the gold leg, but they'll tell her, "Yeah, I remember the gold leg," but then they'll just go out and do something else. They won't. They're not awake enough to follow up. Like
exactly.
Like us little rats after the cheese. I guess I don't know. We're just too obsessed with it. I guess I don't know.
It's our time, Corey. It's our time. That's why we're onto it.
In here, because I think that's the question of it all is it's transformational, even for those who know it, understand it, recognize it, like they could see it, like your sister and some others, but it doesn't really, it's not big to them. The question is, what makes it transformational for us in the Mandela effect versus those who see it, understand it, know it, agree with it, but don't care. It's transformational for us. I think it's got to do with our faith.
Well, you know what, Keith? Maybe it has to do with we've been seekers our entire life, and we seen a life preserver and jumped on it. You know, because it was that important. I remember the first time I heard about it, I just lashed onto it and I didn't let it go for weeks.
Yeah.
You know, where other people just walk away. And to me, it was like, oh my God, there's the sign. There's the sign that I've been looking for my whole life.
I mean, to be honest, with all of us here, even sitting here in this community and probably most watching, I mean, we're all into it and we've been into it for a long time at this point. And, you know, imagine how much we're into it now. Like back when we all first found out, it was like all we did.
Yeah.
Right.
Archaic Law, Brian said he wants to call into your show again sometime or be a guest or something like that.
Why don't we do it now? Why can't he call?
Archaic. Why don't you come on right now?
I'm giving away books too. We got ebook giveaways. Who wants to help me pick the prize winner?
Oh, I do.
It's a new book by somebody in the Mandela Effect community. His name is Vault Team 6. He's been working on this book for over a year and a half. And it's called "What is the Nature of Reality?" or I believe is what it's called. And he put a lot of work into it. So I'm giving 2 of those away tonight to 2 lucky winners. We'd like to have one person call in. Hopefully, Archaic Outlaw or whoever wants to call in can call in.
I'm looking forward to reading that book. Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
I have to put it on my laptop.
All right. We have a brand new Mandela Effect right now that Theresa is sending Residue for me right now. Does anybody remember the famous quote? See, who is it? Let's see. What is this quote, Theresa? Something about regretting having only one life to live or to give for my country. Does anybody remember that quote? Nathan Hale.
No, I don't know what that is, Brian.
Okay, Nathan Hale had a very famous quote. Okay, hold on. You're sending me like tons of residue. Here we go. Hold on, guys. This just in.
Hot off the presses.
Yes, that's the way we like to call it. I don't know how she finds this stuff. I guess because if you join Theresa Lynch's group, you can email me stuff. I'll try to respond back as quickly as possible. But if you go to Theresa Lynch's group, you'll be sure to pass on residue and get it to her.
Can I put the group page in the chat and show people? What
Yeah. Go ahead, Mark. You're welcome to share it.
There it is. There now. My one is London Mandela Investigators. Yeah, Mandela Investigators London.
There we go. So, that's yours.
Anywhere in the world, you're more than welcome to join in and join in the fun. Descriptions in the comments anyway.
I'm in Mark's group.
Thanks, Mark.
I'm in his group. I know Teresa's in his group.
Yeah, I appreciate you, Brian. I appreciate you all. It's only a small group, but it will grow.
Yeah, I'm sure it will, and I'll definitely do that one. So how many different groups do you have? It just you have one, or you have more?
I just have the one
Okay.
Mandela effect one. I also have a UFO London one, which has got like 4,300 people in it.
Oh my goodness!
7 months.
Yeah, UFOs are becoming. It's not so much a phenomenon much anymore. I mean, it's more of a reality. You're seeing all these UFOs everywhere.
They do say that 2008 is meant to be the fake alien invasion. I don't want to get really too much into it.
Did you guys hear that?
Project Blue
Yeah, I
Beam and
did.
stuff like that and whatever.
What was up with that? When I said UFO, everything blipped.
Yep.
Yeah, what was that?
The glitch in the Matrix.
All right, so Nathan Hale, captain in the U.S. Army, Yale graduate of 1773, apprehended within enemy lines while seeking information, was executed on the morning of September 22nd, 1776, and his final words, or in this case, his last words were, "I only regret that I have but one life to lose for my country." Does that sound weird or what?
Sounds a bit off.
I thought it was one life to live, maybe, wasn't it?
Right,
One life to give?
If you look at it in that
Okay.
context, if you've got to die on the
Okay, so that's the quote now, and this is the residue. I only regret that I have but one life to give for my country.
Right.
Is that sort of like what you guys remember?
One life to live.
One life to. Okay, this is one life to give.
No, that's ridiculous.
No, my only regret is that I have but one life to give for my country. I thought it was one life to live.
Yeah, that doesn't even make, that sounds ridiculous.
One life to give. What do you guys remember in the chat? Any historians out there in the chat that can help us with this one?
One life to live, you got one life to live.
I only regret that I have but one life to give for my country.
I have one life to live.
But now it's the thing is, what he says now is one life to lose for my country. That's what it says now. It definitely wasn't lose.
Live. We got another live. Old Earth of 2000 said live.
Really?
Yeah.
All these are saying give. I don't know.
Send you some residue. Jesus probably send you this. Oh, what the hell is going on with this?
Well, no, it was one life to live, wasn't it?
I mean, that's the popular saying. I mean, I don't know.
I never heard the saying, but if I were to be in his shoes, I think I would say I only have one life to live to give to my country.
You don't really want to just give your life. I don't know.
From Nathan Hale as well. She probably sent it to you too.
Nathan Hale, it says one life to live for my country.
I sent you one there, Brian.
Wait, is my I don't know. I'm seeing it both ways now, because now I'm seeing it one life to live for my country.
Yeah, that's the one I sent you on there, yeah.
Okay.
Let me see, find some more. They do say Nathan Hale on the bottom of it as well, which is unusual.
Okay. The thing is, what he says now is, I only regret that I have but one life to lose for my country. That is the thing that he says now. That's crazy. No, it was live.
Live, yeah. No, lose doesn't even make sense.
Oh. Okay. So people in chat, let's see what they said. You said they were saying live?
Yeah, only Scrappy just said give, but everybody else said live.
Scrappy, go back to your own reality.
Scrappy, we're not friends anymore.
I don't know where Teresa's looking, but maybe like with especially with Veterans Day and Remembrance Day coming up, maybe there's stuff in the archives there or something. I don't know.
That's true.
Oh my God, everyone is saying it live. Sean, Frankie, they're saying live 100%.
Yeah.
Oh man.
My computer's going.
I don't know, guys. I'm seeing both now. It's messed up.
I'll send you one direct quote from him in your messenger.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Well, this is thanks, Mark, for sending that in. Man, you guys are all outstanding. I have but one life to live for my country, Nathan Hale.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, we got 2 give, 3 give, and the rest is live. Old Earth of 2000 said live backwards is evil.
That's true. That's true.
I know, it's kind of creepy, actually.
All right, so then we have these, there's a lot of strange clouds in the sky. Theresa sent me this one with ocean waves were spotted just recently, October 24th, 2018. Rare ocean wave clouds over Michigan. Let's see.
Definitely the clouds are, like, they're not right. I've noticed that for the last 2 years, they haven't been right.
That's chemtrails and HARP. HARP, I blame HARP. HAARP, the weather making machine, that's creating all sorts of whatever it wants to, whenever it wants to, wherever it wants to.
Yeah, it uses like probably some kind of wave technology to produce. They're calling it is gravitational wave clouds. That's what they're calling it.
That's weird.
Oh wow.
Well, just while I was away, like a couple things I noticed was there's one day I could have swore there was 2 suns in the sky.
I've seen it.
And then there was one night the moon, I don't know if it the LED light was breaking up or whatever, but it was awful faint. And then all of a sudden it just, like, there's no clouds or anything in front of it, and then all of a sudden it was bright again.
I've seen it glitch out, like, around the edges. And I've seen 2 suns. I saw 2 suns before I was even into the flat Earth stuff and stuff like that. This was in like 2013. I seen 2 suns, and I told my friend, I said, "Yo, look at that!" And he's like, "Oh my god!" He's like, "That's another sun." And man, it's crazy. I've seen footage where there's been 3 suns, but I don't know if those photos were real. They looked pretty real, but they also look like they might have been manipulated. So
right.
I've seen 2 with my own eyes, and I've seen lots of people's footage of the moon doing crazy shit.
Let's see what Snopes usually goes about, and they debate supposed theories online.
Snopes is complete disinformation.
Huh?
Snopes is 100% disinformation.
Some people say that the other one is Planet Nibiru, and it's meant to keep you on coming past us and coming past us and coming past us. It looks like another sun in the sky. But also you have to remember that sun that we're looking at is a sun simulator. It's not a. I don't think it's our sun. Our sun used to be yellow, now it's white.
Yes, exactly, Mac. I agree 100%. I've been trying to tell people about the simulator for like 4 years now, and finally there's footage of it. If you guys look at some channels like Jeff P, there's a lot of footage now. There wasn't footage for a while, but we've had the patents for a while.
Yeah, hang on. I'm going to duck out of this thing here.
If you go through the patents and stuff, you can really look at like procedures.
I'm going to do it the right way though.
Work and all this, and the lens systems and everything in it. There's tons of footage of the solar simulator now, and that's the one thing I bring up to Mandela Effect communities a lot, because that's why I think it's very advantageous to research different topics. For instance, a lot of people in Mandela Effect talk about the yellow sun and how it's white now, and they think it's a Mandela Effect. But no, you're just seeing an artificial sun now. That's why it reacts different to your skin. You guys know how you burn from it now. It's not the way it was before, right, Mark? Right, Gloria?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Just say goodbye because I have my sister on.
All right, Keith.
Bye, Keith. Love you, Keith.
Yeah. So love you guys so much, and I'll be in touch with you guys on the internet.
Definitely.
Yeah, Keith. Keep in touch, buddy.
All right, Brian. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Good. Thank you for coming on, man.
Yeah, it's always great to be here. You know that.
Yeah, man.
All right. I'll see you guys soon. I'll be back.
Bye.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, man.
Brian, I agree with what you're saying about the sun. I agree with you. We talked about it on your show. Like, if you go out to just get a little bit of, sun layout, For me, it makes me very, very itchy, and I start breaking out with hives.
It's like an artificial light, like a tanning bed would do to you, like getting a tan in a tanning bed. That's exactly like what it does, and it's crazy when I tell people because. Okay, so if you look at the documentation for the solar simulator, and I do believe there's probably more than one, it would make sense to me. Like, people would say, well, how does it stay up there? Well, it could simply fly like an airplane does, and if you think about it, it could just land at night because nobody's looking at it at night. The light's off, they're looking at the moon, right? You could land it at night in some rural place and just put another one up and fly that on a certain path, a certain amount of miles, land that one, fly another one, and you just refuel them, and you can do maintenance when they're on the ground. I mean, it's really that easy. It's not. It doesn't have to be some form of anti-gravity type thing or anything like that. But
right.
I don't know what I tell people. My point was, I just want to say one more thing. Oh, let the caller in. Let me just say one more thing.
Look at China put up a new moon simulator.
Yes, hello, caller. Yeah. You're on the air.
Hi, Ryan. It's Esther Andrews calling.
Hi, how you doing? How you doing? Welcome.
Hi, I'm doing good. Yeah, I got my other phone going, so I have to turn it down so I can hear you guys. Oh, I can't hear you all of a sudden.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you guys hear her?
Yep.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yep.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, Esther, go ahead. Go ahead. You were saying?
Yeah, but since I got distracted. I know it's weird, like, everybody's been talking about the sun and the moon. I haven't been able to witness it because we've been having, like, stormy weather around here. So, but yeah, the moon does, I've been waiting for a chance to see it look funny, and the sun is definitely extremely bright. I remember when I was a kid, I used to be able to stare at the sun. We used to have staring contests.
I remember that.
Yeah.
How you can't even like look in the direction of the sun without practically going blind. Last year, I remember there was multiple cases of sun poisoning around me, and like my own kid got like extremely blistered. I took him up to the urgent care because his ears swelled up. So it's very interesting what's going on with our sun.
Yeah, and Esther, you know what? You don't even have to lay out that long for that to happen. Because with me sitting in for 10 minutes, and I started.
I've had sun poisoning before when I was a kid, so that's what I said last time I called in, where I got extremely sick from it. So I'm very careful about the sun, but I know with like even the suntan lotion and stuff, they're like, oh, that could give you cancer just like without it, and I never know what to do with my kids. So but yeah, it's very easy to get sunburns now. I noticed.
Yeah. They have it's artificial light, and it's very close. It's not very far away at all.
Yeah, the sun definitely is. I've taken pictures of it, and it looks funny. It doesn't even look round.
No, that's the point I was going to bring up to people. Yeah, no, it looks like a hexagon, right?
And now I can't even look in the direction. I have to look away.
Yeah, well, that I was going to tell people, too, right before you called, the last thing I was going to say about it, I'm glad you brought up the pictures, is people will say I'm crazy, and then I'll show them the pictures of the solar simulator, and I'll tell them, I talk to people that are photographers a lot, and they study the sky and stuff, and I'll be like, look at your pictures of the sun, and I guarantee you a percentage of them will look like a hexagon. And then they'll come back, and they'll be like, oh, my God, and they'll try and come up with all these different reasons why. But that is why, and that's why there's videos of it now where you can see it glitching out. You can see the piece in the middle spinning. It's really crazy. And there's one video that Jeff P has out where you can almost see.
Okay, Mark, I can hear you now. Sorry, guys. We lost Mark for a second. We're good.
Cool.
Yeah, sorry about the moon. Where it was about 3-4 years ago, I think it was. I was driving home, and I was on a highway. And I looked up and I saw the moon, and then all of a sudden it disappeared. And for the next about 40-minute drive home, I could not find the moon. And I was looking everywhere. I was like, "Where'd the moon go?" And I'm like, I just thought maybe maybe I drove behind trees, or maybe it got really, all of a sudden like a sudden cloud over. I'm like, I don't know what's going on here. I could not find it for my whole ride home. No matter what direction I drove in, I couldn't find the moon. And this was before I knew about the Mandela effect, and I was like, what is going on here? Why is the moon gone? Like, it was almost full. It was pretty much a full moon, just gone. Like, it was there one second, gone the next. So I'm like, Did somebody struggle off the moon?
Yeah,
Well,
that
it
happened.
glitches out, and the moon, in my opinion, and people hate me for this, but the moon is not a solid object. It's a projected light of some sort. That's how I feel about it.
Like the Batman signal, right?
Yeah, very much so. Now, where's it projected from? That's a whole nother question. You know,
Have you guys noticed the moon the last few days have been so bright?
Yes, and huge.
Extremely bright.
Yeah, I haven't been able to see it on mine. Like up here in New England, we have been having rain, and I couldn't see the moon. So I couldn't even see the actual sky. Like it was just been overcast in my location. So unfortunately, I've been missing out on the moon the last few days.
Yeah, over here it's been so bright.
Like lots and lots of rain.
Yeah, and a lot of people say that and actually a few people in the chat had said it.
People in the chat have seen the sun flickering, and they think it's a spotlight, like I do as well. I mean, that's what it is. It's very close. And the moon. Wake Up News agrees. He says holographic moon. I've been looking at footage of it for the last 5 years. It makes me believe that. And you can even see it in the daytime. Use your own observations. Just look at it in the daytime. You can see through it. I mean.
Well, you know what, Brian? The flickering could be due to the fact that they need to change the light bulb. You know?
It sounds ridiculous, but it's really probably a lot closer to the truth than what we're told.
No, but Brian, to go back to one of your posts there on Facebook, and it's true. Like, they went to the moon in the 60s, supposedly, and yet with the technology nowadays, you'd think they'd be building stuff on there by now, but they won't go back.
They won't even put a camera up there. You know, you can't even have a 24/7 feed of the Earth. Everybody would watch that, and the advertisers would pay for it. They'd make a killing on it.
Yeah.
No,
I agree.
My theory on that is they went to the moon and they never come back. They were told not to come back. Nobody was there. And then they done the Stanley Kubrick video of the moon landing, which why it looks so fake. Because it didn't show you the live feed. That's my one opinion, one theory I have on it.
Well, Stanley Kubrick did the moon landing on that. He did a good director presentation on that one, I think.
Yeah, but because you couldn't show the real moon landing because there was beings on the moon, and they were told to get off the moon and not come back. That's
okay. You're going with like Secure Team 10 type of theory where they landed there and the aliens told them not to come back.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm getting it from other sources as well, you know.
Okay.
That's how I remember it. That's how I remember the story. That they only went once and never returned.
All never to come back.
Right. That's exactly how I remember it. And this reality is not like that. So I think they went like over 20 times.
No, they went 6 times in this reality.
No, they went more.
No, they didn't, Gloria. You go look it up. Six
I did. I looked it up this morning.
No, you're maybe talking about Apollo missions where they went into space, but they only landed on the moon 6 times.
Yeah, they couldn't land. They couldn't land a good few times.
Yeah, I remember one time, and then they were told not to go back.
Apollo 17 was the last time, allegedly.
No. I thought it was Apollo 13.
No, Apollo 13 was not the last time. Apollo 13 was the first time. I mean, Apollo 13 was the time they couldn't land it with the Tom Hanks movie.
Yeah.
Apollo 11 was the first time. Apollo 17 was the last time. So 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, and 17. Those are the 6 moon landings.
And do you remember all those?
Only since once I realized the moon landing was fake in 2012, that's when I first heard of 6. So before then, I had only heard of 1, but I don't know if that's due to me not looking into it or due to it being a Mandela effect, because the debate is whether there was 1 or 6. I don't believe there were any, but the debate is the story whether there was 1 or 6.
Well,
stated to be 6.
Let me ask you this. We watched the Challenger explode with all the astronauts at the time.
That's correct.
And I've heard they're still alive today.
Yeah, and they are alive. So you didn't watch it explode with them in it. You were told they were in it. You didn't see them in it. You just saw something explode in the sky. Nobody gets those rockets. How would a rocket even work in space with the vacuum of space? What's it push off?
I'm looking here that it says that there was 16 attempts on it, And Apollo 11 was the first manned mission to land on the moon on the 20th of July 1969. There's been 6 manned US landings between 1969 and 1972, and numerous unnamed landings, with no soft landings happening between the 22nd of August 1976 until the 14th of December 2013. But I digress. I think there's been a lot more than we know, and they've been said.
So, how would a rocket work in space? How would it push off in the vacuum of space?
I don't even want to try to even understand that, to be honest.
Well, you should. You should try to understand it, because it doesn't make any sense. That we can't just take it for granted that they've done these things and believe their science. How can you push off in a rocket in a vacuum?
Yeah, it needs to be that you need to.
It's a simple question. I mean, how? You have to believe that to believe they went 237,000 miles to the moon, or even 10,000 miles, however far it is in space. But how does a rocket push off in a vacuum? It can't.
How does a rocket land on a hologram?
That's a line, so
It's a little hard to do that.
Where do they put all the fuel to get there? I mean, it's just
I like how Mr. Blue, what's his name, Mr. Blue Marble, designed the Earth the way it looks now.
Yeah. Rob Simmons, he admitted that he's photoshopped the Earth. The pictures of the Earth that we have are photoshopped. They're put together with copy and pasted clouds and everything. They don't have anything up there. I mean, we did a whole show debunking the ISS, me and Gloria and Paul. I mean, the ISS is ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
What's up with Spaceballs? I've seen Spaceballs mentioned quite a bit tonight in the chat. Filthy Rich Punk, can you explain?
We're gonna comb the desert.
Hey, speaking of Spaceballs, since you brought it up, I have a good meme from Spaceballs. So you know when Spaceballs, the maid comes out and they say that she brings out the vacuum and they say they're gonna go from suck to blow, and she sucks the atmosphere off of the Earth with the vacuum.
No, she said we go to blow to suck.
Yeah. So the reason why I think that's great is because that's what should happen. If space is a vacuum and there's no protective barrier between us and space, and we're a non-vacuum, how does our atmosphere not get sucked off into space? It should have got sucked off a long time ago, gone right away. If there's no barrier and space is truly a vacuum, how does it not suck the atmosphere off the Earth? It's something to think about. I'm not crazy. Think about it. You won't have an answer. Think about it. Think about how a vacuum works in space. You guys need to question NASA. They're full of shit. It's all garbage.
No, I agree with you. I just don't, like I said, I'm still 50-50. I think we must have some sort of atmosphere barrier that's keeping the Earth safe. Like
we do, and we also don't have
permanent.
We do have a barrier, but we also don't have proof that outer space even exists, as we're told.
Exactly, yeah.
There is even a vacuum of space. But if it does exist and it's a vacuum, like they say, how could that work with rockets in space, and how could that work with not sucking off our atmosphere? It can't work. It's that simple. It can't. Nobody can even explain it to you. They'll just they won't even address it because it can't.
I just don't, like I said, I'm still 50-50. I think we must have some sort of atmosphere.
Corey,
Gloria, you got feedback coming through your end.
There's like some low volume, Corey.
Do I? I got some crappy headset there, and
it sounded like Gloria has the video on, because I was hearing Corey, what he already said, come through Gloria faintly.
Yeah, that was me. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I know. Call you out, motherfucker.
I know I've been away for a while, but I think I got things down here good. No, I don't know. My headset's new, and that sucks. But
Corey, were you paying attention to a lot of the effects that were happening while you were away, or you just kind of came back?
Well, what happened was that I was supposed to be away for just like a week to finish up getting the house ready for sale, and my sister ended up hurt her shoulder and she couldn't come up that week, so I was like 2 weeks, and up there I had no cable, no internet or anything, so that's why I hadn't talked to anyone like for almost 2 weeks straight, just because like I had no internet, so that's why when I came back, I posted on Facebook. I'm like, oh, I'm back. I'm like, oh my god, I missed internet and cable so much. I was basically watching movies, Star Wars, and a whole bunch of other box sets and stuff, Star Trek and whatever I had available.
Stuff that's been fucking maligned by the Mandela effect.
Yeah, exactly.
Star Wars, Star Trek, The Wizard of Oz, you know.
They're still good. They're still good though.
Oh, it is still good. It is still good.
Yeah.
It is good. But it's crazy, man. It's like man, it's like you get a remix of everything for free. the guy comes and he gives you the friggin' remix of everything. It's man. It's so crazy.
It's bad enough that Lucas screwed up the first 3 films, that you'd have to have the Mandela screw up everything else.
Yeah. Hey, Mark, you still there?
I'm still here, man. I'm still here.
I need to ask you something, because you're over. What part of the UK are you in?
I'm just outside London.
Okay, and one of my co-hosts, or Paul, he's always on my show. He's in the UK too. I'm not sure how far from London he is, and I've been waking him up to the Mandela effect. I've been chipping away at him for about a year now, and I've been trying to get him to look into it. The last several months he has, and now he's looking into it a lot. But we noticed there's a lot of product changes over here in the US, and it doesn't seem there are as many in the UK. Have you noticed a lot of product changes at all, or is it mostly just like US products and then world media and historical events and stuff?
I think it seems to hit America first. Well, I know you don't like the word awakening, but I think a lot of the people over here are just especially in a big city like London, they don't seem to be bothered about it. Like, they might know about it, they might have heard about it, but they're not out, hunting for it. I find that there's not as many souls on the street here looking for it, So not a lot of people notice it. They walk past it, they don't even, something could change, like McDonald's could be a different color, or Snap-on tools and stuff like that. Unless it affects something that's British, they don't really care. So if it's a brand name like an American brand name, they just it's always been like that. It's always been like that. But if something affects them from their childhood over here, the likes of handicap and stuff like that, their kind of cartoons, they might get into it then. But I don't think there's enough souls on the street over here looking, to be honest.
What about the snack? Paul brought up one that he found. It was a snack called like Dib Dab, and now it's Dip Dab. Are you familiar with that? And if you are there anything? Have you noticed yourself? Never mind all the other people that aren't attuned to it. You're attuned to it. Have you noticed, like in your grocery store, things have changed? Things that you grew up with, or any local cartoons to you? Any British cartoons or anything like that?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I'm only in London 4 years. So I'm originally from Ireland. Irish people. I never heard of well, I did know about the Mandela effect years ago, but it was never really a subject I touched on when I was back in Ireland, because I was too involved in my DJing or my going out drinking or whatever I used to do over there. When I came over here, I had a lot more time to get into it. I haven't noticed the Dib Dab thing. I'll be honest with you, what I do most of the time I do is hunting. So I ask people for stuff that's coming out lately, and then when I go out, I would spend the whole day looking for all that kind of residue. When you look for new residue online, it always comes back up to ones that have been over and over and over again. The new ones don't only come up in groups, US groups, I find. Most of the groups that I'm involved in the UK are a lot to do with UFOs. Most of the Mandela effect groups I'm involved in are based usually in Switzerland or in the USA. There isn't too many. I've only got I think of 67, maybe 70 people in my group. My group has been going up now for the last about 6 or 7 months. But I'll be honest with you, I think most of the English people here are just not bothered unless it really, even the Union Jack change. That's
yeah.
When you mention that to them, do you remember where the line used to be, or what it used to be on the bottom of the white part? They don't even know.
Yeah.
That's their own flag.
It's the same here too. Even with the U.S. flag, you tell people about the red and white stripe.
Yes, yes, Esther. Go ahead.
It's the British show Doctor Who.
Yes.
I don't know if you've watched that or not. One of my favorite episodes I watched, the Pandorica box, or the Pandorica opens, and then there's the second one, Doomsday. It's called Big Bang 2. It's called. And I remember one of my favorite quotes from the 11th Doctor, who's Matt Smith, and I was just wondering if other people, if they know the Doctor Who series, if they remember the quote being, because I just recently rewatched it because that's one of my favorites, and he says, it'll just be a story in your head, but that's okay because we're all stories. In the end, just make it a good one. And I just remember him ending it that way, but now he ends it, just make it a good one, A. And I don't remember him adding the extra onto the sentence.
It almost sounds like it's Canadian, eh? That's where I'm from.
I've actually put that quote up at work. We're all stories, in the end, just make it a good one. And I've seen post after post, and I don't see the A at the end. So I don't know if it's just because it just doesn't mesh well with the quote, or if I just don't remember it being there.
Yeah, I'm a big geek, but I'd have to say I was never a big Doctor Who fan, so I can't help you out with that one. But.
Oh wow! We have a new one, Jacob OC. I'm sorry, I hope I'm not interrupting anyone. Am I?
Nope.
No, I was just going to say Doctor Who thing. I'm not too familiar with it, but I'm looking it up now, and it does say A at the end of it there. All right. Also, just for your information, I don't know if anyone knows because he's in America. The new Doctor Who now is a woman.
What?
Big thing over here.
I did not know that.
Yeah, Jodie Whittaker. I love her on Broadchurch. I'm a huge. I got to meet Catherine Tate a few months ago at the Comic-Con. I was the reason why I went to Comic-Con, actually, for the Doctor Who, because then two of my oldest kids that went with me, they went as the 10th and the 11th Doctor. I got it as close to their outfits as possible. They each had their own sonic screwdrivers. I've watched all seasons now. I've watched every special I can get a hold of. I've watched all the second through the 8th at least twice every episode.
So she's the first woman Doctor Who, and this is supposed to be the last season, right? I think.
I'm not sure.
They just started it, didn't they?
I think so. They're going to just keep that going. As well as that, it used to be on here religiously on a Friday night, and now they've changed it to a Sunday night. So that's another big thing over here. And it has nothing to do with Mandela effect at all, but it's just to do with, I probably suppose they're rebranding it and going to change it from a Friday night to a Sunday night and have a woman in it, which I think, is good because, women need to be in major roles on TV. Especially in the small country like this,
I know, and you got Captain Marvel is a female, and you have Thor. Thor is a female in the comics.
In the Star Wars, the new Star Wars, where you want that lady. She's the new
Jedi.
Skywalker. Women are coming into power into movies, and they're it's about time that we're seeing this kind of stuff, because it's mostly being male-oriented roles, which is, it's. I don't want to say it's sexist, but, women can be just as good of a job, if not better, than most men. So, I think it's about time that we got some strong female leads in all these movies and TV series,
Yep.
Yeah, and actually, I finally got through all of the seasons, and they actually just recently had a quote from Doctor Who. He's like, "They're coming up all female." So it was kind of like a twist. It was kind of sort of like a prelude because Jodie Whittaker was the next Doctor. It was, I think, the second or third one before the very end. So I think they were kind of hinting that the next one's going to be a female. But he's like, it's all coming up all women now, and then of course now we have a lot of females. Now I guess the Captain Jack. They're talking about bringing on a female version of him now. So I don't know how I feel about that. I love Jack Sparrow. Johnny Depp did an awesome job in that, so that was his breakout role for me. So I didn't know who he was before that, even though I'd watched Edward Scissorhands.
No, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas is what made him really. That movie was really crazy, but yeah, he is forever gonna be Jack Sparrow for sure.
Guys, quick question here. before I share a picture with you all, does anybody remember Christ the Redeemer having stigmata on his palms?
No.
Yes. No, Christ the Redeemer.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that picture.
Jacob OC in our chat says that Christ the Redeemer now has stigmata marks on the palms.
Wow.
What?
I haven't really studied
That's a
that
new
one
one.
as much.
That's a new one. Look at this.
I study the Statue of Liberty a lot in Mount Rushmore. That's usually what I'm looking at. So.
No, I could have sworn that. No.
No way.
I don't remember that being there, but
No,
I haven't really looked at his hands much.
It was more like "Welcome to our country," Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, right? It was more like a welcoming. I don't remember his palms looking like that.
Oh, you can find residue in a lot of movies because there's a lot of movies with that statue in it.
Yeah, I think wasn't one of them called Rio? It's like that bird movie, that parrot movie, cartoon movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one had that one in it several times.
Yeah, I remember
They like
that.
flew past that, I think, at one point.
Is there also a Mandela?
Yeah, I haven't really studied that one.
At the bottom.
There's the child
Is there
mimicking.
also a Mandela effect about Christ the Redeemer's feet coming out from underneath the veil underneath at the bottom as well? There never used to be his feet there in actual statue.
I think we all would have known about that if that was there. Come on.
No.
Yeah.
That's awful.
There's a magician over here. I can't remember what his name is. He done a levitation in front of that. We'll see if I can pull up the clip.
What's a magician?
Yeah, he's a magician. I can't remember his name. Dynamo.
Brian, who found that? Omar found
It's the
that?
second one, Brian.
That was who was that? That was OC. Jacob OC found that one.
Jacob.
And Jacob OC.
Did anybody do a video on that? Where did he find that?
Well, don't you think Scarab Performance would have mentioned that in his video? He talked about the size of the statue changing. I want to ask Scarab if he remembers, because he studied that one, and so did Unimundi. Unimundi studied that statue.
Yeah, but that doesn't go right with with any statue. That's kind of weird.
And I thought the statue was larger. It looks so small now.
Oh yeah, in my reality, that statue was huge.
Oh yeah, it was like overlooking the whole
right.
city, you know.
Right.
You guys like logo changes, right? Look what happened to Pedigree from 2007 up till now. The D and the I and the G and the R emerged, and this was pointed out by Etch Diesel. Thanks, Etch Diesel, for finding this one.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that looks weird now.
It's like see the clip I sent you, Brian. You don't have the things on his feet, on his.
Sure, yeah. I'll share the clip. Hold on, let me get that. Thanks, Mark.
No problem.
I turn my other phone down.
Wow.
Can hear him. Come on, get him.
Is that Esther?
Oh God, I've been keeping. Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah, I'm here. Hi. Yeah, I've actually started getting to the point of just like writing stuff down, like colors of things and songs, and like I've memorized songs and just writing them down because that way when I listen to them, I'm not going, oh, was that one way or the other? Because sometimes it's you hear it the way so many times and you don't catch up onto it till one time it snaps and you're like, that was that way. Like I think I had heard that Hard Day's Night song several times before I noticed Thing, and I was like, wait a minute, where's the S? And there was actually one time at work, like for about 2 days in a row, what is it? I know the name of it. It's one of my favorite songs. Can't Buy Me Love, where it was flip-flopping for like 2 days. It kept going to like with S's, and then all of a sudden the S's were removed. And then sometimes it would say an S, and then other times, and then it finally now it stayed the same now. But I was getting really confused. I'm like, why is it flip-flopping? And like I would listen to it one time, and Money to Buy You Things, and Diamond Rings, And then sometimes he'd say diamond ring, and I'm like, no, right? And then the next day I listened to it again, and it changed back. So that was the flip.
It's kind of like that Laurel and Yanni thing. It's like, I think what we expect to hear, all of a sudden we hear it. I think that's the most trippiest thing with that Laurel and Yanni thing.
That is crazy. What about the Green Needle? Has anyone played around with that one?
Yeah, remember, Brian, we played around with it, and we were like, okay, we're going to hear Green Needle, and we did. Every time we said we were going to hear a certain thing, we would hear it. So I don't know, that was kind of mind blowing.
Well,
yeah, there's some songs like that. I've noticed. I've had that depending on what you want to hear. I've had that happen.
Well, that song that we
I was right along with that Yanni thing.
Esther, do you know that? Do you know that song? I'm coming blank. So let's get this party started, or whatever. How do you remember it going?
Oh my Lord, I used to sing that all the time. I'm coming up. Is it? Or was it? Oh my Lord, it's been forever since I've heard that song. I'm coming.
Yeah.
I don't remember actually. I thought it was coming up or something like that. That's what I thought she was saying.
What's her name? It's
Pink.
Pink, isn't it?
Yeah. Like I kind of remember singing "Out" a long time ago. I'm coming out, so let's get the party started. But now it's up.
No,
I don't know.
Like my brain was flip flopping. It was like, was it out or up? Because that was kind of a harder word for me to hear sometimes too, because the music was so loud during that part. That's for me. Like if I have a song where I can't figure out what they're saying, I always look up the lyrics. So if a lyric changes for me, I'm like, well, I know I actually read the lyrics because I don't like being in that unknown. Like, what was that word? I don't even know what I'm singing because I don't know what they're saying. So,
I remember on. Let's get this part. I remember on.
Sharon says it's out for sure for me. Omar says out. We got a couple of ons. There's ons and ups. Jacob Osi says out for sure. Yeah. This is one my girlfriend mentioned to me.
On.
You remember on? Wow.
I don't remember being on.
Yeah, there's a couple more outs there too.
I thought it was like up. I think
but
that's
it's like,
what I used to sing. I think it was.
But with that song, if you focus on one thing, it's almost like you can hear that one thing. It's sort of like the brain or Green Needle that way.
Yeah, I noticed like I asked this question in the chat, but I didn't see any responses. Was the NSYNC song "This I Promise You"? I loved NSYNC, and I listened to their songs so many times. I actually did a parody of "This I Promise You" as "This Diet Will Kill You." I was talking about basically like an overweight woman trying to get through a door, and basically you call Jenny Craig and things. And I remember the last line being different than what it is now, since it's been so long since I've heard the song. But I know that I had this rhyming template kind of going along, and when I sing my rhyming template, it doesn't match what they're saying at all. So that threw me off when I heard it. I don't know if you guys know any NSYNC songs or not, but that was my thing one the night.
Back up, which song?
This I Promise You. It's I was there standing with you through it all. Is the first with standing. How did that go? I have to look up the lyrics.
Brian, do you know that one?
No. Which one?
I only know it because my sister used to play it over and over and over.
Okay, so Corey, can you help us out?
Popular song for like a while.
I don't know. I don't remember the lyrics, but I'm gonna look up the lyrics and see.
Wait, what song? What song you guys talking about?
Oh wait, we talked about this on Wednesday night. The song another song that got whacked. Do you remember? What was that song we talked about?
Kansas.
Kansas. Yes, thank you.
Yes, come on. My Wayward Son.
My Wayward Son. What do you guys remember?
That one I don't really know.
What I know the song. What changed in it?
How do you?
They took out the word my. It's no longer my son. It's just son.
It's Carry On My Wayward Son is it's in the song, but it's not on the CD cover, I think.
No, it's Carry On Wayward Son. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
No, let me. I have it on my iPod. Let me check just a second.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just a second.
So you remember the name?
I liked it because I watched Supernatural, and it's their theme song there.
That's the one.
What was it called, though? What was the name of the song? Don't look at it just yet.
No, it's Carry On My Wayward Son.
Oh, my God. Look at it now. It's not. It changed.
Yeah. Because they used to say, "Carry on my wayward son."
But the Corey, he still sings that in the song. And the name of the song doesn't have
oh, it's just the title, you mean?
Yeah, just the title, yeah, but he does still sing it in the song. I love that song.
Okay, I'll look at the title in my iPod just a second.
Okay.
I'll get you some residue, man.
Mark, you got some residue?
I'm doing it, yeah.
All right. We're probably going to call it a night in about 5 minutes.
I'm going to say good night to you guys now, okay? Good night. Thanks for having me on.
All right. Good night, Gloria. Thanks for coming on.
Bye.
Thank
bye.
you.
Gloria.
Bye, Goodbye.
I
bye,
miss you.
Love you.
Hey, Brian, are you staying on?
Brian's gone. He's been gone.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay. Well, guys, let me remind you that tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern, is it Eastern time?
Yeah.
Okay, Brian Stavely is going to go live on his channel, and you're welcome to call in. And what's the topic for tomorrow? Do you know, Gloria?
We're doing a bunch of things on the Anunnaki, ancient stuff, the pyramids, consciousness, and crystals, and some Mandela effects.
Awesome.
Cool.
Definitely either join the chat or call in. So yeah, definitely, guys, participate. Help Brian with his channel. And who else has a channel here?
That's it. I don't have it.
I've only got one video on it.
Oh man, gotta work on that one.
He's like me. Like I'm not a video guy either, but maybe I got more time now. Maybe I'll start putting more out. But yeah, I just checked that you're right. It is the my is gone.
Is that? Are you freaked out now? Or officially?
Yeah, because that was the title.
Esther,
That's always weird.
Esther, if you find any other Mandela effects with songs, let me know. You can
yeah, like I said, this I promise you. I just wondered about that. Is like I was standing there all along, and I'm like, I don't remember him saying all along. I thought of a whole different lyric. I can't remember what the lyric is right now, but it rhymes with all. So I was like, that just sounds wrong to me. So like I said, this I promise you is definitely different. Like I mentioned last time, was the Hallelujah song that was by Pentatonics. I was actually listening to it, and he actually started the song off with the word "well," and I was sitting there scratching my head, going, I don't remember that being the first word. And then I rewound the thing, and I listened to it again, and the "well" wasn't there, and it just started off with "I," and I was like, I just heard the word "well." So that one definitely just like got caught off for me in the middle of like it was actually like in the middle of changing, and that's when I heard the "and" as well as in the song, and I'm like, I don't remember this. So I've actually put on the Facebook link or the Residue where a girl is singing with Pentatonics, and she actually starts off with the word "well." Unfortunately, I cut off the second verse, so you can't hear that. But yeah, I thought it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, all the lyrics seem to be changing. All the songs. They haven't touched my Duran Duran yet. Thank God.
Yeah, thank God.
Duran
Duran, they haven't messed with Duran Duran.
Everybody always gives me flack over being a Duran Duran fan, so it's all good.
I have a question too. It's a Bible verse. Does everybody remember the mote in your brother's eye. You have to remove the speck that's in your eye, but remove the mote that's in your brother's eye. And that's in the King James version. I don't remember him actually saying mote. I always remember it being the speck in your brother's eye. That one threw me for a loop. I was like, what's moat? I'm like, and it was weird because the first time I looked it up on my concordance, it actually said it was a large weatherproof area, sort of like a moat, like just like a regular moat would be, where you think of like trees and leaves and bark and stuff like that, trying to keep stuff out.
Wait, hold on.
And then the second time I looked it up,
well,
it's actually like,
is it beam?
With the tiny speck. Yeah, I always thought it was beam. And, take the beam out of your own eye before you can take the speck out of your brother's eye. But now I think it's take the beam out of your eye before you can, take the speck out of your own eye before you can take the mote out of your brother's eye.
No, it's not speck. It was.
Okay.
No.
Well, Brian, do you think the moat thing goes back to how the castles and stuff are in there?
Or splinter. I've heard 3 different versions of it, but I've never heard the word take the mote out of your brother's eye. Until one day I was reading it in church and I was like, what? Like, you're going to take the mote, the humongous thing out of your brother's eye before taking the speck out of your own? I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. So for me, I felt like that word mote was incorrectly used. So, but if you look up the definition in your Strong's Concordance, it actually says a tiny, sliver. So, which to me, said the definition changed.
Yeah, no, it's just that recently we had seen a lot of changes in the Bible that refer to evil times, where there's castles and knights and dragons, and a moat is something that was around a castle that they'd use so that the soldiers couldn't get through, right? So it's kind of weird, like you said. There's different definitions.
In my brother's eye, I'm not going to take the mote out of his eye. That's way bigger than the beam that's supposed to be in my eye. So
yeah,
just the size difference just didn't even make any logical sense to put that word there. So, and I noticed that the word mandrakes, which is in Genesis, and I always remember that word being there. But if you actually go look it up, the definition is actually wrong. It's just wrong. It means a basket or a kettle, like a tea kettle, and that's not what a mandrake is. It's a type of flower that would signify, if you would get it, it would be a fertility. That was like their superstitious thing. You get mandrakes, you're going to have a baby.
Oh wow! And
now it means yeah. If you look at, I've looked up several times. And I've actually taken a picture, sent to one of my family members, and they're like, you probably just looked at the wrong word. I'm like, no, I'm showing you right here in my concordance. The word mandrake says it's a basket, a kettle, boil water in. And I'm like, so Reuben found a kettle out in the middle of the field while he was, getting the harvest to come in. That's what he found, and he brought it to his mom. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. So,
I hate the reference. I'd hate to reference Harry Potter, but mandrakes, even in that movie, they were plants, or like you said, they were flowers, right?
Yeah, actually, if you look it up on just Googling what it means, it will tell you that Hebrews look at it as a sign of fertility.
Whoa.
Not a basket.
No, it's a murderous plant now.
I just seen what you put up, yeah.
Yeah, it was supposed to, because I think it was Reuben what gave it to Leah because, back then having more children was a great thing. So he gave it to Leah as if, here, Mom, this is great, this is for fertility. You want to have more babies, here you go. And Rachel actually purchased the mandrakes for a night with Joseph. So, or not Joseph, excuse me, Jacob.
Whoa.
Yeah, Joseph will be her son. But yeah, she actually paid for a night with her husband for the mandrakes. And it's like, I remember that story, but it doesn't make any sense if it was a basket.
Well,
at all.
Brian, if you're on the paragraph right where you are, where you put the mandrake in orange, it's the same as Harry Potter, where it says it lets out a monstrous scream.
The mandrake from Harry Potter?
No, but I mean, like what you're saying about the article, it's the exact thing they do in the movie.
Oh my God! Yeah. So, wow. Didn't realize that.
Yeah.
So apparently it's.
I haven't watched the Harry Potters in a long time.
Yeah.
So the mandrake used to be a flower of fertility, and now it's like it's like a murderous plant. It grows where human blood has been, basically, right? Is that what it is now?
I have no idea. I haven't looked it up in a few days. It might have changed again. So if you look it up, and I can actually look it up in my concordance. It's odd, the definition.
Mark, what you got?
The mandrake is a root plant historically derived either from plants of the genus Mandraga, found in the Mediterranean region, or from other species such as Brona ibela, the English mandrake. The plants from which the root is obtained are also called mandrakes. But yes, it looks like it's also poisonous in some wherever obviously wherever it's grown. So it's also to do with magic and witchcraft. So that's there's a thing that's used in magic and witchcraft. The reference in the Bible, I sent you a verse there. And Reuben went out in the days of the harvest and found mandrakes in the field. He brought them unto his mother Leah. Then Rachel said to Leah, "Give me, I pray thee, of thy son's mandrakes." So yeah, maybe she's trying to poison someone in the Bible, yeah?
Oh my God, yeah. That's from Genesis 30, verse 14 through 16.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Wow.
For the reading, it's a hypnosis, says it. No, that's something else. So yeah, it's used in witchcraft as well. So that can be anything from witchcraft. Sarah doing witchcraft, so it's connected to whatever witchcraft. Yeah, that's all a big cauldron of all sorts of stuff, isn't it? Really, in fairness.
Yeah, really.
I almost forgot. Esther, would you please pick a winner for a T-shirt? Size medium.
Let's see. Let me go back to the chat here.
Tell them to email me mandelaeffectawareness@gmail.com, and I'll send them one. I still have like 20 or so shirts I have to give away, so I'm trying to give away on every show.
Chariot of Faith.
Chariot of Faith. Okay.
I'm trying to find mandrakes, and I can't find it in my concordance.
Oh.
It's the thing. Where is it? I have there's like 10 pages of that. I'm just trying to find mandrakes.
Yeah,
oh, there it is. Finally found it. 1736 is the reference number. It took me a little bit to find it.
Gazi.
1736.
What is it? What are you finding?
The mandrakes. I was trying to find the word mandrakes. It took me a second to find it. The 17.
We have Gazi.
Right from the concordance.
Gazi is telling us, "I am proud to present you the cassowary is the most dangerous bird alive."
Okay.
Chariot of Faith, you won the T-shirt, size medium. Send me an email and I'll send you a shirt. Okay. Congratulations.
Yeah, the definition in Strong's Concordance for mandrake is a duodee from 1731, a boiler or basket, also mandrake, basket or mandrake. And 1731 is from the same as 1730. A pot for boiling also resembles the shape of a basket, or cauldron, or kettle. That's what mandrake is supposed to mean. So I'm confused. Like, how did they get that?
So something that used to mean fertility, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to be a blessing to fertility. That was the folklore of the Hebrews at the time. Was if you give somebody mandrakes, then they were going to produce offspring. So it's kind of like when you go to a baby shower and they're like, oh, if it's raining, you're gonna have a baby. Or when you go to a wedding, if it's raining, then they're like, oh, you're gonna have a lot of babies. It's kind of that type of, they have a thought in their mind that if you have something that, it's just their folklore.
Yeah,
so, I guess it's changed.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You never know what you're going to find.
And that goes for these effects as well. I'm sure we're going to keep seeing more. They're not going to stop anytime soon.
No.
I try to wake up as many people as I run into. I don't talk about it too much at work, but I talk about it with people that I run into, like sometimes on the street or at the mall or, wherever I'm at. If I see something, it's just out of ordinary, like Chick-fil-A, and I've pointed out to people I used to work with, because I worked at Chick-fil-A for, I worked there for like 3.5 years, and I worked with an older lady that she was there 26 years for Chick-fil-A, and she said she was walking along, and I called her, and she happened to notice the floor mat. The floor mat said Chick-fil-A with a K, and she freaked out. She did not pay attention to it before then. Like, all these things are hitting us at once. Some people are getting the Mandela effect other times. Way before, like in 1999 or even before that even. I've heard people being affected since like 1982.
Yeah.
It's happening at different times, and I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to think. There's so many theories out there, but the important thing is we stick together,
Yeah, and I think that's what's good about your group, and like we're all kind of on the same wavelength right now. You know what I mean? Like we're all seeing the same stuff.
Yeah, I know an old one. I don't know how old it is now, but I guess it's a little bit older. Where it was interesting. I had a note about the Mandela effect when I first started working. I would have kept the napkins, but because I do work at Subway, and I remember when we got our new napkins, and then I was joking about the 2 arrows on it. I'm like, why do we have 2 arrows? And we were just comparing them to the old ones, and there was some change. There was color changes and everything else. But we were just like, why is there 2 arrows? And we were joking about it. And I even asked my Subway inspector about why do we have 2 arrows now? And he's like, he just gave me a smile and just kind of went about his business, and he didn't even answer me. And I was like, okay, that's kind of an interesting answer. So, yeah, for me, it didn't freak me out at the time, because I just figured, oh, it's just a logo change. And now I go in and I'm like, everything's filled with double arrows. And I'm like, where did these come from? Like all my signs, all of my old equipment, like the old equipment that we've had for like 4 to 5 years now, or even older, have the double arrows. And I'm like, okay, this is creepy. That was kind of, I mean, I remember when I found out that apparently it's always been that way, I called my sister immediately, and I'm like, this is a change. And she's like, no. It's just, I'm like, I work there. I know. I stare at these signs all day long. I look at our stuff every single day, and it's no. So I even lived next door to a Subway for a year before I even worked there. So I'm like, I didn't know this looks wrong.
That is pretty crazy when you're working at a place and you realize there's a change.
Yeah.
Because you're just kind of conditioned to it and you don't realize it. So
yeah, I think that because they introduced it with because they're like, oh, they're giving us new shirts, they're giving us new napkins.
My question is,
so for us, it was like, this is just a change, this is just normal, you know. And then you look around and you're like, well, wait a second, this sign that's been out front of my store for 4 years, they didn't take it down last night. So that's the part that breaks you out. So when you notice like the other things that shouldn't have changed have changed.
Yep.
Well, I think we're just about coming to a close here. Thanks, Esther, for coming on. As usual, you're welcome to join our Hangout chat as well. Would be, good to have you back on. And so, thank you for sharing.
I have a few like personal ones like around town, but I know we're getting kind of to the end. So, just like little things like at my normal stores around.
You don't mind me asking, what state are you located?
New Hampshire.
New Hampshire. Okay, nice. Yeah. So you're seeing a lot of the weather right now, the nor'easter stuff. Just be careful out there.
Yeah, I went out to go see them tonight and I couldn't see it. So either it's just not out or it's so cloudy. I'm not sure. I couldn't see the stars either. So I'm guessing it's probably just a lot of clouds over top. So I've been trying to keep an eye on that moon. I'm like, I want to see it when it glows like that again. So,
oh man, it was full. I seen it this morning. It was huge, and yesterday morning.
Oh. I've been seeing that all the time during the day now. I don't get to see it at night hardly ever.
Hey, thanks guys again for joining us. We'll see you again.
No problem.
We'll probably do another broadcast Wednesday. So hope to see everyone Wednesday to catch up on some Emmys that happen between now and then. So thanks guys. Have a great Mandela Effect night and God bless everyone. Okay.
Thanks everyone in the chat for being here. Appreciate it.
Thanks Mark too. Have a good night.
No problem.
Bye.
Nice meeting you, Mark.
Yes, sir. Sleep good, man.
See you later.
All right, guys. Good night.